versus doing only works if you say the doing's worse, and I don't think people have proven that the doing is worse than the watching.
It's not about a proof thing. If you're looking for a scientific study on this, you're not going to find it. It has to do with the depersonalization of it. When your guy friend is jerking off to a girl, the girl doesn't know that he exists. There's no direct one-to-one relationship there. Like, it's not a big a deal. But when your girl is doing something, or if a guy porn star was doing something, there's a difference because he's personally putting himself out there to the other people. That's why there's probably a decent chunk of girls at this point probably okay with their boyfriends masturbating to porn, but they wouldn't be okay with their boyfriends messaging an OnlyFans girl because they'd be making the personal connection.
Well, OnlyFans is also very new, and I'm pretty sure
hold on, it doesn't have to be OnlyFans. It could be any type of porn. This point still stands. It's nothing to do with OnlyFans. Once the personal connection has been made, people feel a lot differently about it than jerking off to porn. That's why a lot of girls would probably be more okay with their boyfriend jerking off to porn than jerking off to Facebook pictures of friends they have.
Okay, so then I agree that the typing is a bit more iffy, but what about just like posting photos on OnlyFans? I feel like that's pretty comparable to like the depersonalization of watching porn.
No, because the posting your pictures on OnlyFans means the guy sees that you're putting your body out there in a way that other people can enjoy it.
And again, that's only if you're suggesting like that form is cheating and the other isn't.
Most people consider that to be that way.
Yes, but that's just because of the norm.
Okay, you can say it is for whatever reason wants. You're not arguing against me. Go argue against them if you want. But that's how most people are going to see it. Probably 95% of humanity is going to see it that way. That you putting yourself out there is different than somebody else privately enjoying somebody different.
I just feel like it's arbitrary.
I mean, it's not arbitrary, but you can feel like the standard is not fair. That's fine, but...
Because I could just say actually getting off to another person, that's cheating, versus the girl, unless she's like literally sexting these dudes and like, you know what I mean, using a vibrator to it, then I could say that that's not cheating. So I'm just saying like our rules around cheating and like what's considered stepping out is, I just feel like centered around like male gratification.
No, I think women would probably feel the exact same way on this if the roles were reversed.
I didn't even say women would agree. I just said they're centered around male gratification.
I'm saying that it would, if it goes the other way, I think women would feel the exact same.
What do you mean by that?
That like a woman wouldn't be like, okay, well, I'll masturbate to porn if you do OnlyFans. I don't think a woman would be okay with her boyfriend doing OnlyFans if she's allowed to jerk off to porn.
What is your point? Yeah, because...
My point is, it doesn't have to do with male gratification. It has to do with differences in boundaries in relationships. That's why I'm saying, like, women.
I'm just saying, why is it the boundary?
The boundary has to do with if somebody's making themselves available sexually for somebody else.
But why is the boundary just coincidentally happen to line up with the form of like stepping out that works with like male interests? Like it's mostly men who watch porn. It's mostly men who go to strip clubs. That's
sure. You can make that argument if you want, but I just said that if you reversed it, it would be the exact same. Most girls probably wouldn't be okay with their boyfriends doing porn.
It would be weird to imagine that because that's. Not
you can say it's weird to imagine it, but it would be the exact same way. So I don't think it's necessarily. If all the things in society were changed, I think this would still be people would on the male and female side. If you switched them, they would still have the exact same feelings about this. I think. That's why girls, the more personalized it gets, I think, is the more people have issues with things. So that's why if you. It would probably even be the same for guy friends. Like if a guy caught his girlfriend masturbating, he probably wouldn't care. But if she was masturbating pictures of his friends, especially that she knows, it would be a totally different thing. And then same thing with the girl. You jerking off to the nastiest, worst porn in the world would be one thing, but you jerking off to pictures of her friends on Facebook would probably be a whole other thing.
Yes, I agree. That's why I'm saying OnlyFans is on par with porn. It's not that she's taking nudes and sending it to her male friends.
She's taking nudes and she's making her body available to other people to jerk off to.
And he's jerking off other people's body. I just see them as completely analogous.
Because they're not. There's a complete separation. An infinite number of guys can be masturbating to a woman's body, and the woman has no idea. There's no personal connection.
Okay, so is that
but for the woman to
then?
make it, I'm not saying that's the standard. I'm just saying that's what people are probably more upset by. The woman is making her body available to everybody, so that connection is there. She's making it available, and that's the thing that bothers people. People can masturbate to porn, and there's no personal connection there whatsoever.
Okay, so why is there more of a personal connection if guys are jacking off to her than him jacking off to? Like, same way you're saying an infinite amount of guys can jack off to her, he can jack off to an infinite amount of women. So I just don't understand where this idea that the girl's version is.
Well, one, you're comparing the subject to the masturbator. You're changing the scope. Well, yeah, but then, so it's a completely different thing. I don't know why you...
I'm not saying they're the same. I'm just saying I don't understand why one's considered unethical and the other one's considered like a normal part of monogamy.
Well, I think you understand, you just don't agree with it, but then for some reason you're pretending you don't understand. Do you not understand what I'm saying? And that like, one is because the woman is making herself available sexually for other people. People don't like that. They would view that as bad. Making herself sexually available for other people, that's the bad act. True. Masturbating to other people is fine as long as you're not making yourself sexually available to them by like messaging them or something.
You're affirming what the norms are.
My mic's loud.
Not like what's logically consistent, right?
That position would be logically consistent.
So I'm saying I agree that those are the norms.
But that position would also be logically consistent.
Consistent.
It is, though.
Well, I don't see it that way.
Well,
unless again you're already presupposing the standard of what cheating is.
I'm not presupposing standard. I'm saying that there's a difference between making yourself. Do you agree that a person masturbating to somebody else is not making themselves sexually available to them?
Is it not? Maybe I'm not understanding.
I'm low.
If I jerk off to a girl online, does she know?
So sexually available means like the other person knows? Like what I'm saying, you're centering it around just like what happens to work with guys masturbating to porn.
I don't. You're rat femmed out on this topic. I don't think you can. I don't know what to say.
I don't think rat femmes are pro.
Your brain is like switched on some weird like female male dichotomy. There's nothing to do. We can use any example. There's a different. Okay, when a woman masturbates to a man, has she made herself sexually available to the man?
No.
No. Okay. Don't get triggered. When a man masturbates to a woman, is the guy making himself sexually available to a woman?
No, okay, so
no,
I'm saying
but
I guess
the person who's making nude pictures and posting on the internet, they are making themselves sexually available to other people.
Right, so I'm saying you're saying the sexual availability thing is bad, and I'm saying I think even just the sexual gratification can be seen as equally as bad. So I'm saying why are we seeing the sexual availability?
Okay, if you want to say that they're equally as bad, that's a normative moral judgment, but they're not the same thing.
I didn't say they were the same.
Okay, but that's fine. But then that means we agree that.
I meant same in terms of like.
You can say, yeah, you're arguing they're the same morally, but they're two different actions, and some people weight those morally different. Somebody's gonna weight like.
I agree.
Still gotta figure out like
the issue.
I'm saying I understand that they're morally weighted differently. I was saying like, do you think that's an accurate moral assessment?
For me personally, or for other people? Like, do I think it's? I wouldn't care. I don't care at all. But for other people, I think it's fair to view those two things differently. Yes. For instance, if a husband and a wife were out, this would be totally reasonable. Husband and a wife are out, a woman walks by, and she's super boobing, okay? Husband looks, sees her boobing, he's like, she's boobing. And the wife's like, okay. Just because he sees another woman boobing walking around, he doesn't approach her, talk to anything. That's not the same as the wife being like, oh, well, you just saw her boobing and appreciate it. I'm gonna go out and super boob now. Those are not the same thing, I don't think so. No.
They're not the same action.
I didn't say no. They're not the same moral weight either. I think I would understand.
Okay, then I disagree.
Okay, that's fine that you disagree. The vast majority of society will disagree with you on that.
I know
but that's okay.
that. I'm not saying none of this is the norm.
You disagree, but logically, that can totally be defended because they're two completely different actions.
Just because things are different doesn't make one morally worse. So explain
no, but it can. I just did
why.
explain. I explained because in one sense, somebody is making themselves sexually available to other people. In the other sense, they're not.
And I'm saying, can you argue why making yourself sexually available is more immoral or worse than being sexually gratified, being
because
the
most people
consumer
argue
versus the object?
Right, because people would. I mean, this is going to come down to personal preference, but a lot of people would argue that in a relationship, you making yourself sexually available to other people is violating the boundaries of our relationship.
Right, because those are the norms. I'm asking you what's consistent.
Norms and ethics go hand in hand with each other. It's ethics to not fuck a 17-year-old, but in a lot of
I disagree. I think the fact is just because women have sucked it up, so they pretend like their boyfriends aren't watching porn. Like if when we watch Fresh and Fit, and they ask the girls like, broke and loyal or poly and rich. They're like poly and rich, but I would just pretend he's monogamous. So I feel like that's not healthy. It's more like these women just want to dissociate. And I feel like that's what's happened with porn.
Then you're not right now. So you're not arguing with me. You're boxing ghosts right now. Okay. If you want to argue that, then you have to go argue with those people. But I think that that's a standard that can exist, and I think it can be defended.
I'm not arguing with ghosts. You were saying norms and ethics go hand in hand. I was saying that's an example.
They oftentimes do go hand in hand. Yes. Norms, ethics probably arise from norms. Yes. There's norms that people have that they participate in. Do you think most people sit there and like write down their system of ethics? No, they generally inherit norms from their family and the society around them, I think.
Yeah, and then if Red Pill, went into effect, and in like 20 years everyone was Red Pill, I would imagine you would still say like this is fucked and asymmetrical, right? Or would you just say, well, now that this is the norm, it's fine, it's ethical? Or I wouldn't do it, but other people
norms
can?
and ethics can diverge to some extent, but like largely they track each other. But it would depend on a case-by-case basis. Like in today's society, it's considered ethical to have sex with somebody when they're 18 or older. There's probably 16 or 17-year-olds that are smart enough to consent to sex. There's probably 25-year-olds that are too fucking stupid to consent to sex. But like roughly speaking, our ethics and our norms and our legal system all tend to like map onto each other. But there are going to be cases where they probably diverge. For instance, slavery. That was a norm, and arguably for a lot of people it's ethical. But there's probably some divergence there in terms of like what was ethically good. It just depends on the particular thing, sure. But ethics and norms are going to cross over each other like pretty heavily. Like they're generally going to map onto each other.
I just think we internalize the ethics, that we're like that are normalized around us, and I think because we're in like the late stage porn industry and like we already grew up with probably our dads looking at Playboy and everything, we see it as normal, but because OnlyFans is new and now there's like this male public uproar about it and they're like this is bad, like the social fabric is tearing, now we're seeing it as like morally worse. But I think in like 2 generations they'll be seen as the same, and I'm guessing when porn first came out that it was probably seen, like guys watching porn was probably treated similarly to girls now doing OnlyFans. But I think now, like, we've just normalized it. So I'm just saying, I think OnlyFans
It's possible, but now you're having like a meta-societal norms conversation, not like how would you argue somebody's relationship personally, right?
I'm just saying, to me, the idea of guys being able to watch porn and girls not being able to take nudes or post nudes, to me comes off like pretty much Myron saying like open on my end, closed on yours.
That's fine if you think that. Okay.
Well, I guess I was curious what you think, but you're...
I'm in an open slut relationship. I don't care. What do you mean what I think? You keep talking about, well, what do you think? And then I say, well, this is what I think. No, not what do you think. What do you think about other people? And then I explain to other people. Then you're like, oh, well, I disagree with this. Like, oh, I disagree with it too. I don't know what you want me to say.
You didn't
like,
say you disagree with it.
I do. What do you mean? I'm in open relationships. I don't care if Melina's a fansly. I don't care.
But that has nothing to do with what I was saying. You said one's worse than the other.
Okay, very specifically ask me the question.
I'm genuinely curious what you think about it, about my take.
The actions are physically different.
Yes.
For me personally, I don't give a f about the two, but they are probably normatively different as well.
I agree they're different. So this is where I like...
When I say normatively different, what I mean is like the moral weight behind each action
I know what you mean.
is different too. Okay, wait, why did I just say all that and you seem to be agreeing with it, but now you're like disagreeing with it? Do you agree with everything that I just said?
No, I'm saying I understand that that's what you're saying. I'm not saying I agree.
Okay.
So I agree, like for instance, I agree with like red pillars, like male and female sexuality is not the same. I think guys enjoy more being voyeuristic. They enjoy watching porn, and as much as we can say like girls like watching porn, they like going to the strip clubs, that's like a very small fraction, and like they're not being gratified on like the billion-dollar scale of like the sex work industry, right?
Okay.
So I feel like the idea of saying that like women should be gratified in the same way as men is asymmetrical, right? Would you agree? Because of the differences in male and female sexuality?
So quiet.
That's like a massively multivariate thing. I don't know. I wouldn't disagree to that.
Baby sleeping.
Oh, okay. Let me see if it's okay. Say something.
Hello.
Okay, that works. They should prioritize you when you talk, so it'll turn the game down.
We would have to analyze like at every point, like how are men getting gratified by masturbating to women? What kind of gratification do women get? What are like the knock-on or knock-off effects from like all of that? Like I wouldn't just say offhand like, oh yeah, like it's the same thing.
Sure, even just the fact that even red pillars, or you were just saying the idea of looking at a girl boobing out isn't the same as your girlfriend boobing out shows that guys think that girls revealing themselves, they're getting attention from it, or they think, okay, why take pictures of yourself and post on Instagram? So I'd say girls are more like exhibitionists, like they enjoy showing themselves off more, and that's how they get maybe some level of gratification.
But it's you're almost like asking the question like, should a woman be able to be CEO and become like the vice president of a company? And I'm like, I don't know. And you're like, well, if women have to deal with all of these negative effects of like sexism in the workplace and all these cultural upbringings, blah, 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 if she's had to deal with all these negative effects, shouldn't she also be the boss to gain like an elevated position as well? If you're going to deal with all the downsides here, shouldn't you get to have like benefits of like the upside here? And I was like, I don't know if I could just weigh those two things.
She doesn't like to eat.
I'm saying like men have gratification
when she don't feel good.
So they should
Like,
both be able to get the gratification.
kind of force her to eat all day.
Probably have a lot of different effects by them. Like, arguably, people jerking off to other people is probably never going to cause any weird shit to happen, whereas people making themselves sexually available to other people could probably lead to a lot more weird shit. I'm not ready. It's hard to like weigh those both on the same level.
Jeez, I couldn't do the mouse and keyboard. I can hear you clicking. I can hear you clicking that mouse and keyboard.
I went and bought a new computer, so I was using my actual Razer mouse, instead of the smaller one that I have. Ow, shit.
Sure, there's a lot of issues. Yeah, I
Went
agree.
bought a
There's
new
issues, but, like,
computer.
Women also fake their orgasms. They're too retarded to figure out like what to do during sex with somebody. They lie about it how
Rich ass
So, I mean, like, there's, like,
motherfucker.
everybody has problems related to like sexual interactions and relationships and stuff. How much of it is caused by porn versus how much like if we're gonna argue that like porn causes issues, I mean it could. I'm not gonna deny that. I'm sure there's a lot of issues that could cause, but I don't think like every woman becoming a porn star or doing OnlyFans is like the
That's your
solution. My
sorcerer.
guess is just gonna contribute more to all
I never
the
even
issues.
said solution. I probably think we'd be in a better society if there was no OnlyFans.
I don't like the druid no more.
Sure, potentially.
I was just saying I see it as the equivalent to the normal,
But
like the
since
ubiquity
somebody
of guys
decided to
watching porn, I think
fucking
girls, like, posting
swap,
nudes.
since I wanted to
Their version.
play.
Okay, I completely disagree, but I don't know what you want me to say.
Why did a man turn into a succubus? I'm actually
Ask me a
confused.
very specific question because you keep asking slightly different questions saying I'm disagreeing. I'm not. I'm completely disagreeing the entire time. So ask me a very specific
man.
question. I'll give you a very specific answer.
He must be trans.
Why is it normatively different that women being exhibitionist and men being voyeuristic?
I don't know.
Like, why are
I
those seen
wonder
as
if,
more, like, why is the woman's form of gratification
I wonder if
as more lucrative?
Most people, I think, have an idea that
Was it even like catered to that? Whenever like cancel culture is gonna say something about that, probably not. You know, probably something they don't give a shit about.
enjoying
But I
something
think
else
that's
sexually
pretty
is
valid.
different than
Like,
making yourself available to people
you know,
sexually.
if you know that, you know that men turn into incubi, and women turn into succubi. So why would a man who just said "help me" turn into a succubus? You know? Watch me going to work tomorrow and they're like, "You're fired because we saw your stream." And I'm like, "What
Would
the
it be
fuck?"
okay for a 16-year-old to masturbate to a 30-year-old guy?
Oh yeah, I saw for their Pride commercial.
Answer has to be yes.
I heard
The answer-
Ford
no,
had
you're
some kind
trying
of
to think
pride
what I'm
commercial.
tracking,
I haven't
okay?
seen it.
So obviously the answer is yes. Would it be moral for a 30-year-old guy
That'd
to
be fucking
Oh my
Yeah,
God! It's the
we're like-
butcher.
And then if the answer is
Oh,
obviously
shit.
no, what's the difference?
The difference
Like, oh, you
is
got
that
rid
we
of your
have
F-250,
this,
now
like,
you gotta
ethical
dodge.
barrier of it's not okay to jack off to minors, or that it's not okay to sexualize minors.
Why is
But
it
with the
bad to
only-
sexualize minors, but it's okay for minors to sexualize adults? Because it seems like there's a different action behind appreciating somebody else's sexuality versus making yourself sexually available to other people. That seems to be a case that there's like a normatively different.
That's okay. The difference there is that's why. Because they're worried that she's like putting herself in a position to be exploited, or that she's being taken advantage of. But with the explain to me how that translates then.
Okay,
into
let's say that she's
Well,
not.
well,
Let's
did
say
you
that
get your
she's
druid
he's a
too?
peeping Tom. He's got binoculars. He peers
61,
into somebody's window. He never
62.
makes contact with him. He's never going to do anything
Oh
weird.
my
He
God!
just finds a
Really?
50-year-old
Okay,
girl
so
getting
I
dressed or
guess
whatever.
if you
Would it be
run
unethical for him to jerk off
to
a
like
girl,
a
or is that
different
different
area, he just
action
dips out.
than her masturbating thinking about some guy.
I think so.
Yeah, because I ran
It's a
to
different action, but how does
the
that-
part where
Why is that example
I had
different
to,
than the one you just gave? Like I just said,
go
it,
to
the
the
idea is that
different-
we
Because
we
I had to
know
unlock
that
now
it's
it
a
seems
gate
like
and
they're
then I
saying,
went
okay,
there
fine,
and I
that
ran
thing isn't
back
bad, but
because
there
I was
could
trying
be
to find a
exploitation
pillar.
around it. When you start to go to peripheral things or tangential things,
But-
it seems like you're saying, okay, well that maybe the sexualization
Oh
of the
my
minors
God,
are bad,
they
but
just
when
got
she's
the
being
hell out of it. Getting back.
No, that's not what I meant at all. I said the exploitation is integral to why you shouldn't jack off to the minor.
Oh,
Doesn't
I
matter
can
if
do
he's
the
looking at
nightmare
people, doesn't matter
dungeons
if she's
now.
taking the picture. It's just the idea that we've created this like very strong moral
I'm
boundary around the idea
54.
like we don't sexualize
I've seen
underage
that.
people.
Nice.
Okay, but why is it that we don't sexualize underage people, but we're okay with underage people sexualizing people of the age of majority?
These tier 2 ones aren't cutting
I
it.
don't know. I've heard people even
threw
say
that?
that like even 15-year-olds can have sex with a 15-year-old. I don't know.
That's a ridiculously weird position that I don't know why we're even bringing that up. You don't believe that, I don't believe that, and very few people believe
I guess
that.
I brought it up because I guess their argument is that like if 16-year-olds can't consent, then why now if two 16-year-olds can't consent, now it's suddenly like cancel out. I guess that's their logic.
I don't know why. I'm saying that it seems that ethically there's a difference between somebody sexualizing or appreciating somebody else and somebody making themselves sexually available. And I think that we can see that very clearly in the case of minors. It seems like even if we can talk about Facebook pictures or Instagram pictures, it'd probably be okay for a 13-year-old to jerk off to a picture of a 30-year-old. We probably wouldn't view it as okay for a 30-year-old to jerk off to a picture of a 12-year-old or 13-year-old. Because it seems like there is fundamentally there's an ethical difference between somebody making themselves sexually available for other people versus other people just like thinking about and masturbating to somebody different. That seems to be the case.
I just don't know if the ethical the minor doesn't matter if he's looking tearing. Now we're seeing it as like morally worse, but I think in like 2 generations they'll be seen as the same. And I'm guessing when porn first came out that it was probably seen like guys watching porn was probably treated similarly to girls now doing OnlyFans. But I think now like we've just normalized it. So I'm just saying I think OnlyFans
It's possible, but now you're having like a meta-societal norms conversation, not like how would you argue somebody's relationship personally, right?
I'm just saying to me, the idea of guys being able to watch porn and girls not being able to take nudes or post nudes to me comes off like pretty much Myron saying like open on my end, closed on yours.
That's fine if you blink that. Okay.
Well, I guess I was curious what you think, but you're.
That
I'm in
PvP
an
shit
open
gotta get changed
slut
a little
relationship.
bit.
I don't care. What do you mean what I think? You keep talking about, well, what do you think? And I say, well, that's what I think.
Motherfucking
Like, no. What do you
70s
think?
over
What do
there
you think
and
about
they
other
just
people? And I
one-shot
explain to
you.
other people. Then you're like, oh, well, I disagree with this. Like, oh, I disagree with it too. I don't know what you want me to say.
You didn't say
Like,
you disagree with it.
I do.
I was
What do
just
you
trying
mean?
to
I'm
run
in
past
relationships.
it
I
to
don't
go
care.
somewhere,
Really doesn't
motherfucking
Fansly. I don't
Sorcerer
care.
was like,
That has nothing to do with what I was saying.
Turn on
You said
your,
one's worse than the other.
no, it's because I ran
Okay,
past an event.
very
so it
specifically
turned
ask
I'm
me the question
genuinely
here.
curious what you
by
think
itself.
about it, about my take.
The actions are physically different.
Yes.
For me personally,
dumb.
I don't
I
give
was
a
like, why
fuck
am
about
I
the two,
getting
but they
burned?
are probably normatively different as well.
I agree they're different. So this is where I like.
When I say, hold on, when I say normatively different, what I mean is like the moral weight behind
I know
each
what
action
you mean.
is different too. Okay, wait, why did I just say all that and you seem to be agreeing with it, but now you're like disagreeing with it? Do you agree with everything that I just said?
No, I'm saying I understand that that's what you're saying. I'm not
Okay.
saying I agree.
Okay.
So I agree. Like, for instance, I agree with like red pillars, like male and female sexuality is not the same. I think guys enjoy more being voyeuristic. They enjoy watching porn, and as much as we can say like girls like watching porn, they like going to the strip clubs. That's like a very small fraction, and like they're not being gratified on like the billion-dollar scale of like the sex work industry, right?
Okay.
So I feel like the idea of saying that like women should be gratified in the same way as men is asymmetrical, right? Would you agree? Because of the differences in male and female sexuality?
That's it's like a massively multivariate thing. I don't know. I wouldn't disagree to that. We would have to analyze like at every point, like how are men getting gratified by masturbating to women? What kind of gratification do women get? What are like the knock-on or knock-off effects and like all of that? Like I wouldn't just say offhand like, oh yeah, like it's the same thing.
Sure, even just the fact that even red pillars, or you were just saying the idea of looking at a girl boobing out isn't the same as your girlfriend boobing out, shows that guys think that girls revealing themselves, they're getting attention from it, or they think, okay, why take pictures of yourself and post on Instagram? So I'd say girls are more like exhibitionists, like they enjoy showing themselves off more, and that's how they get maybe some level of
but it's you're almost like asking the question like, should a woman be able to f a CEO and become like the vice president of the company? And I'm like, I don't know. And you're like, well, if women have to deal with all of these negative effects of like sexism in the workplace and all these cultural upbringings, blah, 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 if she's got to deal with all those negative effects, shouldn't she also be able to boss to gain like an elevated position as well? If you've got to deal with all the downsides here, shouldn't you get to have like benefits of like the upside here? And it's like, I don't know if I can just weigh those two things against each other immediately. Like saying like men have gratification some ways and women have gratification other ways, so they should both be able to get the gratification that they want. Well, those gratifications probably have a lot of different effects by them. Like, arguably, people jerking off to other people is probably never going to cause any weird shit to happen, whereas people making themselves sexually available to other people could probably lead to a lot more weird shit happening. So it's hard to like weigh those both normatively on the same level.
I see them completely normally on the same level. Both lead to desensitization. Actually, more so for the guy. Like, the more porn you watch, like, you're more likely to have an ED, you're less likely to get off to your partner, you're more likely to compare them to other people. Like, guys have left their girlfriends for like Instagram models who they think they have a chance with solely based on them sexualizing them, versus girls. As much as red pillars want to say like girls get an ego from like all the simps, I really don't think girls are ever comparing their boyfriends to like.
Sure, there's a lot of issues. Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of issues, but like half women also fake their orgasms, and they're too retarded to figure out like what to do during sex with somebody. They lie about it half the time anyway. So I mean, like, there's like everybody has problems related to like sexual interactions and relationships and stuff. How much of it is caused by porn versus how much, like, if we're gonna argue that like porn causes issues, I mean, it could. I'm not gonna deny that. I'm sure there's a lot of issues that could cause, but I don't think like every woman becoming a porn star or doing OnlyFans is like the solution to that. My guess is it's just gonna contribute more to all of the issues.
I never even said solution. I probably think we'd be in a better society if there was no OnlyFans and no porn completely.
Sure, potentially. Yeah.
I was just saying I see it as the equivalent to the norm, like the ubiquity of guys watching porn. I think girls like posting nudes is their version in a way.
Fuck I'm watching, but
okay, I completely disagree, but I don't know what you're going to
this makes no sense. Oh, this OnlyFans chick is saying that she feels like a chick posting to OnlyFans is the equivalent to a dude beating his dick to porn, and I'm like, what?
What?
Oh God. I don't know. I was listening to half of this. This chick was talking about how she went on a date and it was with a traditional guy, and she does OnlyFans, and so he was talking about how he hates porn, and he wanted to kiss her, and she felt like if she didn't tell him that she made OnlyFans and he kissed her, that it would be considered bad words that I can't say on YouTube. And so she told him, and he was like, "Can I see?" And then she was like, well, the person she's talking to, she's like, well, what's your thoughts? And he was like, either he just wanted to see your OnlyFans for free, or he doesn't really give a crap about somebody doing porn. And so now they're having this debate where she's like, she feels like if a dude gets off to porn, that's the same as a chick doing OnlyFans. And I'm like, wow, yeah, you probably, if you have that mentality, you probably will. No offense, but she probably will be single for the rest of her life. I just genuinely can't agree. Like, cannot agree to that. That sounds actually kind of insane.
But they can't be wrong. What do you mean? That's how they believe until they get too old and they're like, oh, fuck.
Fuck that noise. I ain't no simp. I'll tell her. Nah. If I ever got the chance to sit down with this chick, I'd be like, yo, fundamentally, that don't even sound right, bro. Meteor dexterity all stats. says your mana regenerates 100% when you have not taken damage in the last 3 seconds. Yeah, that's huge. I'm actually gonna save that. You talking about me? I hear you pressing buttons, boy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The Xbox controller's loud as fuck.
You just keep changing. You said
No.
you said you
Hold on,
agree.
wait. Ask me a very specific question because you keep asking me slightly different questions saying I'm disagreeing. I'm not. I'm completely consistent the entire. So ask me a very specific question. I'll give you a very specific answer.
Fast.
Okay. Why is it normatively different that women being exhibitionist and men being voyeuristic, like why are those seen as morally, like why is the woman's form of gratification weighted as morally worse?
Because most people, I think, have an idea that...
Oh, no, don't tell me by the norms. I know what the norms would say. The norms would say because she's doing the action and she's the one actually being sexually available. Okay, explain to me why you didn't explain
enjoying something else sexually is different than making yourself available to people sexually.
Right, and now explain why out of those two things, one's normatively worse.
Why is one...
Why is enjoying someone else normal? Like beating it to porn. Why is that normal? But a girl, your girl, taking pictures and posting them on OnlyFans, why is that not normal? Am I confused? I feel like this is a very simple answer. If we're supposed to be in an exclusive relationship, why the fuck are you making yourself available to other people? One. And it's in regards to like the dudes or women beating it to porn, you're not... Shit, hold on.
Yeah, that porn's not live. You're watching a video.
I mean, wait. Hold on. Wait, hold on. She might actually be onto something. The personal factor. I think that's the difference. For me personally, I think the personal factor with OnlyFans is like if somebody you know and like porn, you got to think about it, right? Porn is the illusion. That's why people enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? It's unrealistic. You know, chicks with big tits, fat ass. You know what I'm saying? Because when you think about it, if you're not beating it, nobody's just watching porn like it's a movie, like a freak.
Didn't Grantham do that shit?
Just watch. Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, he did watch porn like a fucking weirdo. I haven't talked to him in a minute. I don't even know what he's doing in his life, bro. Every time I see like him post something on Snapchat, it's literally like a fucking memory from like 3 or 4 years ago. Hope he's good. Hope I didn't just say that and then like something happens. Something's happened to him in the past year or some shit. That would suck. But I hope he's good. But yeah, true. Yeah, I forgot he did do that weird shit.
I didn't believe it at first.
I didn't either until he looked me in my face and said that. I'm like, bro, you're weird, bro. You're fucking weird. But he also was like, I don't eat pussy, but she has to suck my dick. And I'm like, what are you saying, bro? That doesn't sound right.
What?
Yeah. Grantham was that category of dude that's like, I don't eat pussy, but she has to suck me up. I'm like,
We'll do it for a little while and then stop.
Such a fuck boy. You say do it for a little while.
I said they will, and then they'll quit doing it. Gotta return the favor every once in a while.
Who will? Women?
Yeah.
And those quit? What? Sir.
I'll stop doing it to you if you don't do it.
Sir. Oh. Not necessarily. You got some girls like Sarah, for example. She doesn't really care for like me going down on her. She is doing her thing. She do a little thug crazy. You feel me?
I need time to prepare that.
Why you running away?
'Cause I don't like getting hit.
Motherfuckers.
Oh, you aren't talking about.
There was like 50 of them. When I started fighting them, and they all ran away. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, probably chasing somebody.
I haven't seen a single person.
Open your eyes. I guess I can do this.
I need time to prepare that. Do you require my...
Normatively worse.
Explain to me why sexual gratification is more ethical than sexual availability. Like why is it that looking at a pair of tits is considered more ethical than showing the pair of tits? Like, I have yet to
Okay,
hear why.
here's a question. Would it be okay for a 16-year-old girl to masturbate to a 30-year-old guy? The answer is obviously yes. I don't know why you're thinking about this. The answer has to be yes.
No,
yes.
sorry, I was
okay, the
thinking
answer,
about
no,
what
you're trying to think of what I'm trapping you with, okay? So obviously the answer is yes. Would it be moral for a 30-year-old guy to masturbate to a 16-year-old woman? And then if the answer to that is obviously no, what's the difference?
The difference is that we have this like ethical barrier of it's not okay to jack off to minors, or that it's not okay to sexualize minors.
Why
But
is
with
it
the
bad
only-
to sexualize minors, but it's okay for minors to sexualize adults? Because it seems like there's a different action behind appreciating somebody else's sexuality versus making yourself sexually available to other people. That seems to be a case where there's like a normatively different...
That's okay. The difference there is exploitation. That's why, because they're worried that she's like putting herself in a position to be exploited, or that she's being taken advantage of. But with the explain to me how that translates then.
Okay, let's say that she's not. Let's say that it's just there's a peeping Tom. He's got binoculars. He peers into somebody's window. He never makes contact with him. He's never gonna do anything weird. You can spy on a 15-year-old girl getting dressed or whatever. Would it be unethical for him to jerk off to the girl, or is that a different action than her masturbating, thinking about some guy?
It's a different action, but how does that? Why is that example different than the one you just gave? Like I just said, the idea is like
because now it seems like you're saying, okay, fine, that thing isn't bad, but there could be exploitation around it. When you start to go to peripheral things or tangential things, it seems like you're saying, okay, well that maybe the sexualization of the minors is bad, but what if she's being exploited? That's like the issue.
No, that's not what I meant at all. I said the exploitation is integral to why you shouldn't jack off to the minor. It doesn't matter if he's looking through a peephole. It doesn't matter if she's taking the picture. It's just the idea that we've created this like very strong moral boundary around the idea like we don't sexualize underage people.
Okay, but why is it that we don't sexualize underage people, but we're okay with underage people sexualizing people of the age of majority?
I don't know. I've heard people even say that like even 15-year-olds shouldn't have sex with other 15-year-olds. I don't know.
But that's a ridiculously weird position that I don't know why we're even bringing that up. You don't believe that, I don't believe that, and very few people believe that.
I guess I brought it up because I guess their argument is that like if 16-year-olds can't consent, then why now if two 16-year-olds can't consent, now it suddenly like cancels out? I guess that's their logic.
I don't know why. I'm just saying that it seems that ethically there's a difference between somebody sexualizing or appreciating somebody else and somebody making themselves sexually available. And I think that we can see that very clearly in the case of minors. It seems like even if we can talk about Facebook pictures or Instagram pictures, it'd probably be okay for a 13-year-old to jerk off to a picture of a 30-year-old. We probably wouldn't view it as okay for a 30-year-old to jerk off to a picture of a 12-year-old or 13-year-old. But because it seems like there's an ethical difference between somebody making themselves sexually available for other people versus other people just like thinking about and masturbating to somebody different. That seems to be the case.
I just don't know if the ethical difference in that case has to do with the sexual availability.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Like I just feel like putting in the variable of age makes it so different.
Well, it's the reason why I'm putting in the variable. The reason why I'm
age. So what's the confounding variable in like the OnlyFans versus porn thing?
The reason why I'm putting the age thing in there is to show you that clearly there seems to be a big difference between sexualizing somebody, because the age thing doesn't matter when we think about a 15-year-old masturbating to a 30-year-old. Nobody even thinks that for a second. Nobody be like, oh my god, that's porn, or I'm sorry, that's like exploitation for a 15-year-old to masturbate to an older person. Nobody even thinks that. So it seems like those actions are fundamentally different types of actions. That's why the age only matters in one scenario and not the other.
It only matters because we're, again, presupposing that minors can't consent, so then the issue there is a lack of consent, not about sexual availability.
Yeah, but if minors can't, why can minors consent to masturbating to somebody, but they can't consent to sexualizing themselves?
I'm not ready yet.
I don't think it's because of the sexual availability component.
Well, what component is it then?
I don't know. I guess people just see it as...
Don't people, now you're appealing to norms. I'm asking ethically, what's the difference?
I don't know. I don't know how to phrase it.
Well, it seems like it seems to be the case that there is fundamentally a difference between sexualizing yourself for other people and other people privately enjoying somebody else sexually. Like, in order to make those two things comparable, it seems like the issue would be personalizing the guy masturbating. But I think that connects with every single analogy. So, for instance, is it bad if a 15-year-old masturbates to a 30-year-old? Probably not. Is it bad if they contact a 30-year-old swinger? That probably would be bad. Is it bad if a guy jerks off to an OnlyFans girl? Probably not. Is it bad if he starts DMing her? Probably is bad. Is it bad if somebody masturbates to a random picture on Facebook? Probably not. If it's a picture of a friend that they see often? Probably. I think it's the making themselves sexually available to another person seems to be the defining aspect that fundamentally changes that idea of sexualizing yourself to people versus just enjoying somebody else in a sexual manner. It seems to be the case.
Okay, so I guess the norm then would be that minors cannot like properly consent to making themselves sexually available, but they can properly consent to being sexually gratified because it's like that doesn't involve another party or consumer.
Yeah.
But the issue, I don't think that translates into the discussion because we're talking about the idea of monogamy and exclusivity. I understand your point.
Well, and just to be clear, the point there is that one of those actions is different, and the minor can't consent to it. But one of the actions is, and the other action is so minor that the person can consent to it.
Right, and I'm saying the integral variable there is consent, not, like I said, the difference.
Yeah, but the fact that you need consent for one thing, like, do I need your consent to lend you $5 and for you to pay me back? I could lend my son $10 and tell him to pay me like $10, right? It'd be okay. I probably can't lend him $50,000 and have him sign a contract to pay me back, right? Because those two things are like fundamentally different.
I don't get it. How does this apply?
Because $5 they're like fundamentally different types of actions. $5 is money that he can ask for his mom. It's not a big deal. $50,000 is something that's going to commit him to a lot of different types of actions later on in his life. They're like fundamentally different types of actions. So the consent is required for one versus the other because it's a different type of action. Same thing with the making yourself sexually available versus just jerking off to somebody. The sexual consent is probably required for the making yourself available because it's such a different type of action than just jerking off to somebody, I think.
That's already if you're assigning like the larger dollar amount to the girl doing it. Like that's what
I'm not saying the dollar amount is 1-to-1. I'm just saying
weightier.
well, yeah, it is weightier. But you agree that it's weightier. That's why a minor can't do it, but a minor can jerk off.
I don't know if that's because of the weight. I think that's just because of the consent variable.
Yeah, but generally the things that require consent are things that are weightier. That's why they need consent, right? Generally.
I don't know. I'm trying to think if this like directly applies.
It's not a 1-to-1. I'm just saying that like different like if an action is so great that it requires consent, we probably view that action quite a bit differently than another type of action. You need to be the age of majority to smoke a cigarette, but not to eat a candy cigarette. Because one has more consequences, one requires consent. It's a meaningfully different type of thing, even though it kind of seems similar. But you don't. But so it's like. Making yourself sexually available to other people is it's a fundamentally different type of action than just jerking off to somebody. Those are two different things. They might both lead to gratification, but they're gratifying in different ways.
Sorcerer your main now?
I don't know.
So sexual availability is weighted higher because you need consent to do it?
Well, no, but needing consent to things means that it's generally going to be an action that is weightier. Making yourself sexually available to other people is generally a pretty weighty thing. I think most people consider that's a pretty big deal.
I don't need consent to wear this booby top. You don't need consent to like check out a girl wearing a booby top.
Not a booby top, but to pose in a booby top.
But explain to me how you were saying before. Let's go back to the other example of it's okay for a guy in a relationship to check out a girl wearing a booby top, but that doesn't mean that it's normatively equal for his girlfriend to wear a booby top. So explain to me how consent, or like that analogy of like the child jacking off to a 30-year-old but not vice versa, applies to that. To that difference in normativity.
I don't know how I'm wasn't supposed to connect this one to one. Can you ask the question again?
I'm saying take away like the digital aspect, take away OnlyFans and porn. One of the examples you gave was it's okay or it's normatively different for a guy to stare at another girl showing her cleavage, but that doesn't necessarily make it normatively equal for a girl to show off her cleavage walking around. So I was saying, explain how the example you gave of the child jerking off, but not vice versa.
Yeah, because too, I think people would view those actions differently. The woman would see the guy look at the girl, and it would be, they can think it's right or wrong, but that's going to be a lot different than the girl being like, oh, okay, well, here's my boobs.
But the point you were trying to make with the porn example, with the child porn example, doesn't translate into that, because you were saying the reason we can see sexual availability as more morally weighted heavier is because it requires consent. But I'm saying in the instance of checking someone out or vice versa, there's no consent implied.
If I don't know if the analogy can stretch this far, but if I were to stretch this different, I would say that like you could have 15, 16-year-olds going in areas where people are wearing like incredibly provocative clothing, maybe a little bit weird, but you couldn't have 15, 16-year-olds wearing incredibly provocative clothing. A lot of people probably have huge issues with that. So like for instance, even as weird as it is societally speaking, you can take a 10-year-old into Hooters and people like laugh about it. But if a 10-year-old daughter went into Hooters and started wearing those outfits, people are like, this is really wrong. It's different.
Mm-hmm. It is, but I guess I just don't feel like the examples you gave like prove why, but that's okay.
Well, if you're asking for proofs, we're getting back to this like foundational like question of like, meta ethics. I can't tell you like this is exactly why the proof of why it is right or wrong. I just don't feel like bringing in minors and age is a good analogy. Hold on, toss the whole minors in if you want. The only reason why I brought in minors was to show that consent,
and it's like you couldn't use this example with a dead body because they can't consent either. So my point is
the reason why I brought in minors is just to show you that the two actions are not the same
because of the integral factor of them being underage and the fact they can't consent.
Yeah, but they don't have to consent to jerking off to somebody. So it shows that the actions are meaningfully different than making yourself sexually available. But we can toss them out if we want, but I mean, like that was just a way to illustrate that like it seems like we treat these two actions quite differently.
Okay.
What's your next argument?
This one I'm kind of like on the fence about, so I wanted to hear more of your opinions, because when I hear you talk, I form my opinions like in opposite to what you say.
Okay.
Because I think we have the same opinions because we're both like liberal and whatever.
Uh-huh.
We have the same conclusions and destinations, but then like watching the way you think and speak to people and like the route you take is so insane.
Is shit working?
That it's like I get on a train
Stabbed out.
and it's like I know where we're going, but the ride is so insane that I jump ship and go tradcon.
Okay.
So that's why I get annoyed. But
it's okay. I have that effect on people.
Yeah. But people think I'm being a contrarian, and I'm not. Like I pretty much agree with you on things. I just don't like. We have just such different like logical ways of getting there. In that I use logic and you use whatever.
I use real logic and you use like woman think. Okay.
Woman
go ahead.
think. Yeah. So college. I saw you say that if someone doesn't know what they want to do with their life, they should go to college. Like if someone even says to you, I don't know if I should go to college, that to you is an indication that they should 100% go to college.
That sounds exactly like the opposite of what I would say, but go ahead.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, well then if you don't,
if I had to guess,
no longer agree with
the conversation topic that this probably came from was people asking questions of like, hey, I don't know if I want to be like I really want to be like a computer programmer, but I think I can like work on my own portfolio and everything. Do you think that I should I like go to college and do all that, or should I like start programming on the side or whatever? And when people ask me questions like that, what I say is like, if you don't know if you can like figure your shit out and do whatever right out of high school, just go to college, because the self-employed route and all of that is not for you. Just do the college thing.
No, let me find it. I literally heard you say what I just said verbatim. But if not, then obviously we don't need to talk about it.
Sure. You said if you don't know what to do, you should go to the military. I think college is generally a good path for everybody, but like if you have no idea what to do, you shouldn't just go and shit around for 6 years and be like a super senior, like taking like 8 years to get like a bachelor's in nothing or whatever.
Oh, okay. Because that was gonna be my take, but I really thought you said they should go to college. You said if someone comes up to you.
You have said that before. Okay. I mean, if you misunderstood this or whatever, or if I was unclear, if you have skills in a certain area and you want to turn it into a career, and you're not sure if you can just do it out of high school or if you should go to college, you should 1,000,000% just go to college. You're probably not going to do it on your own if you don't know if you're going to do it on your own or not. But if you genuinely have no idea what the fuck you want to do with your life, then yeah, I don't know, do a trade, go to the military. Don't just like go to college and waste all your money doing random like picking 6 different majors as a bachelor's or whatever. That's retarded as fuck.
Wait, I
You don't know what you want to do with your life. It makes no sense to go to.
I would much rather hire someone who did not go to college. Why?
No shot.
100%. And I do it all the time. And the reason is that the people who go to college go through 4 years, and every single one of them talks and thinks and acts like a robot.
If I'm hiring somebody and I've got 2 equivalent candidates in front of me, and I've got a guy that was able to get his 4-year degree, that speaks volumes. I know that you can be on time. I know that you can show up every day and do what's assigned to you. I know that you have the ability to finish something. That's a hugely important thing versus somebody that shows up with no degree. If you don't have a degree and you can make it without a degree, but you need a damn good portfolio to do that. And that is true advice for anybody working any field. The college degree is the #1 grower of wealth inequality in the United States because people with college degrees are out earning everybody else so much.
Watch what happens in the next 10 years with college degrees.
It's so important. Even other conservative-esque people like Jordan Peterson talk about like how do we have a society where it functions when the IQ requirements for performing well in society are becoming higher.
This wasn't it.
Okay. But I did say, you hear me, wait, real quick. You didn't hear me give the qualification there where I said like, if you don't want to go to college, you don't have to. You have to have a damn good portfolio. That's the same point that I just made here, but yeah.
Massive benefits conferred upon you with
Bulky
college
tree.
No, this wasn't it. It was like,
Yeah.
wait.
College is a giant scam. Most of these majors are a waste of time.
Why do you think people pay the money?
Because it's an illusion to make them feel like they're productive.
I need to save it next time. Wait.
If I were hired,
Yeah. I should have saved it. Yeah, I mean, I heard you say what I said, but if you said no, I'm not going to debate you on it, because
Okay.
obviously you're not going to
Well, I don't
present
believe
that position.
So, yeah.
It's what you said, but yeah.
It's not what I said. You're probably just slandering me.
That'd be a
I
very
might sue
specific
you.
way for me to misquote you. That you said if someone comes up to me and says, I don't know if I should go to college, you said that's the clearest indication that they should go to college.
I just, like, I would never say that. It's so retarded.
Who would say it?
Usually the people that say that, and this is what I think the conversation here, usually it'll be somebody will come up to me and they'll be like, hey, listen, here's a skill that I'm like really good in, but I don't know if I should go to school or not. Then I would say go to school. Because generally, if you're driven enough to work on a skill and you can make it without going to college, you probably already know that. Right? There's a guy who's 18 years old who's already got a Git repo that he's been contributing to for 8 years. He's got like 4 huge projects he worked on. When he graduates high school, he already knows enough to get any cert he wants. He probably knows more than the majority of people that are graduating with a 4-year degree. This guy is not coming up to me and asking like, Destiny, do you think I should go to college? He's probably already working and shit. He might even already have job offers or might be working already. He doesn't need to go to college. But if you're like 18, you've got like a big interest in coding and you've never really worked on a project before,
Most
and
recent
I don't know, I think I could be like something. No, go to college and get the degree.
dumbass
And
nerd
that
to,
path for you is way more set and safe than trying to make it on your own. And you haven't even done any work on your own already. That's generally what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
it's better than the
I don't know why they're
alternative. I'm saying, do you
nerfing
think
shit.
college should be the
I don't
default
know.
for like the confused 18-year-old, or do you
It's
think
a
they should first like?
PvE game.
Because I think they should like take a gap year. I don't think you really find yourself in college. I think.
I think gap years are
Probably,
really,
I don't
really,
know.
really
I don't-
scary in the United States.
I don't know whether or not I should either, especially when
Because I
as
don't
of
even
right
know
now,
what the
like,
chance of success.
year-wise,
One is because you
there's
lose
no
access
reason
to a
why I
lot of
should be able to
aid
do
and
what we're
scholarship
doing.
by taking a gap year,
But I
and
just
2
don't
is
do
because
enough
it's
damage,
very hard to go
and,
back
what's
to
that
school
dude's
after a
name?
gap year for a
Elias
lot of
does a
people.
shit ton of damage.
I think for the majority of people. If you really need the gap year, then go for it. But if you're going to
Just
do
like,
college,
if
you should
they're
probably
already
try to figure
nerfing
that out
Druid, that
when
just
you're
tells me that
graduating
Wizard
high
just hates
school.
Druid. They
But
hate
gap
Wizard,
years, I
they
think,
hate
are
Druid
super,
and
super,
WoW.
super scary.
So they obviously they're gonna
Okay,
hate Druid
so
in
then
this
what's your
too.
answer to my question?
What was your question?
So
Especially
I
the
said
werewolf
I
ones. I'm pretty sure they
suggest
nerfed
gap
like
year
the
for people.
crits
So then do you
for
think the default for the confused
the
18-year-old
werewolf
for
one,
college?
which is funny because the
Like,
If
you
you
just
if you
graduated
if you
high
don't if you
school or
super
whatever,
don't know and you're super
feral
confused, then I
has been
guess take the
shit
gap year
forever,
or
so
just don't go to
I just
college at
hate it.
all. But
If they just graduate high school and they're like, I don't know what I want to do with my life, what would be your advice to that 18-year-old?
it depends on their financial situation. If parents are offering to pay for school and they've got like a full ride or they've got a lot of financial aid or whatever, then I would say go to
I don't know.
then go to college. Fuck it.
What if they're lower class?
Then get a trade or just work. But don't accumulate $50,000 of debt for no or $20,000 of debt for no reason. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I agree. We can watch this then.
Sure.
Yeah, they
But if you
nerfed
stop,
Rogue
yeah, if you
a little
stop going
bit
to
too.
school,
Little cocksucker.
everyone I know who took a gap year never got more sure of what they wanted to do until they got to school. Yeah, I don't know like how many people take a gap year and then figure out in that year like, oh, this is what I
I
want
feel
to.
like you do, because if you then choose to go to school, if you don't choose to go to school, it's one thing, but they're saying it's people who go to school after the gap year. So you get what I'm saying? Like you were saying, most people take gap years. It's harder for them to go back. But if this person went back to school, then they already made that decision. So clearly they're gonna know what they want to do.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, it might be that a lot of people that took a gap year should have just gotten a, maybe by the time they were there, like a freshman or sophomore, they would have figured out what they wanted to major in, right? Because freshman, sophomore, it's all like gen eds anyway, right?
Yeah, that's why I think it's just a waste of time.
What's a waste of time?
If you don't know what you want to do.
No, I'm saying that if you don't want to want to do, but you're like in a position of like to go to college, probably just better off going to college for any random thing. Because freshman, sophomore, you could still change your major and graduate 4 years or 5 at the worst.
You could, or you could just stick around for 2 years, go to frat parties, and then be forced to pick a major, and you pick something random, and then.
You could, or you could be in a position to go to college and then take a gap year, and why the fuck would you want to go back to studying? You graduated high school, you've already got an apartment, you got a job, and you just like continue on that path, and you never get a college degree, and the rest of your life is fucked.
Why would it be fucked?
Because now you're a person with a college degree.
Okay.
Wouldn't have made it without
You could be a person with a college degree.
I saw a stat that said like 40% of like recent college graduates are underemployed. Like the jobs they end up taking don't even require a bachelor's.
Underemployment is a weird stat, and I don't even know if underemployment is necessarily bad. A lot of people consider yourself underemployed if your job is not directly related to your degree, but I've heard other people argue that shows the strength of a degree, is that if you get a degree, you can get work that's not even necessarily related to it. So I can't speak to statistically of this, but I knew at the casino this was true. I know at Rachel's job in Nebraska Furniture Mart this was true, that like there are a lot of jobs for whatever fucking reason, I don't know why, but if you want to get promoted to certain managerial positions, or if you want to work in like HR or whatever, they will literally say have any 2 or 4 year degree. Any associate's or bachelor's degree will qualify you for more pay. I don't know why, but it literally doesn't matter what degree you have, but you'll still get paid more if you have it. I don't know if it's like that at every job, or I don't know if you guys say that at your jobs or whatever, but if that is the case, then I mean like, yeah, you're still better off just getting the degree.
Dungeon.
Yeah, I guess I just disagree with you of saying that like unambitious people should go to college unless your parents are bankrolling. Because the only way I could see it being
yeah, if you don't have the money for it, you're gonna assume a fuck ton of debt. Then yeah, you probably just stay away and start working.
I think if you're just like wandering through life, but you have like rich parents and you're like old money, then it's totally worth it. Because then you could just probably go to an Ivy still if you like did.
You don't have to. It doesn't have to be an Ivy. You got like middle class parents who are willing to foot like half the bill or something.
I guess I meant like I feel like top tier schools are the only place to kind of like dick around and you can still graduate and do well, because even if you were like a B student in like journalism, you could still probably end up working for like a major magazine.
I don't think it has to. You can be dick around into state school for a year, figure out your major, and graduate with.
But then I don't know. I think like your job prospects are gonna give you like lower income probably.
Not at all.
Like a lower GPA at a top tier school is worth a lot more than a high GPA at a lower tier school.
I don't know. Unless you're like a lawyer, I don't think that like the. I don't think that's this. I don't think going to an Ivy League or schools like that are that important.
My only point was that like I think we shouldn't encourage like people who don't already know what they want to do to just go into the college system unless they happen to be able to get into a top tier school.
I don't think I think the fixation on top tier school I think is wildly misplaced. I think if you go to a state school and graduate with anything in STEM, you're always going to be better off than anything else. Like the Ivy League shit only matters if you're doing like Ivy League professions.
How many STEM people who went into STEM started off not knowing what they're doing? I feel like these comp sci boys have been coding since they're 10, so I don't feel like that relates to the population.
I think there's a lot of STEM people who like they're okay at like math and science, and they don't know if they want to code, they don't know if they want to do engineering, they don't want to do whatever.
Really? I feel like the people in those fields pretty much know before college. You don't think so?
Nobody in no offense to you guys, but like, I don't think anybody who's a freshman in high school, or I'm sorry, I don't think anybody who's like a junior, senior high school is like, I want to be an engineer. I want to be a chemical engineer. I think
that's
generally.
That's what my brother did.
That's fine.
Knew he wanted to be a chemist since he was.
Your brother literally is a lawyer.
My other brother.
Oh, okay. That's fine if he did that. But I think a lot of people like engineering is like a very, 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 very broad field. Sometimes you're just like good at math, you're good at science, you go to college, and eventually you end up like picking like an engineering field or whatever, and you go into it. But like, I don't think people are like junior, senior high school like, I want to be a petroleum engineer. Like you go to college and you figure it out. I think.
I just don't think so, because if you don't know what you want to do, the first 2 years are just like these bloated gen ed courses. Like I don't think you're going to take like basic
physics
they're not
1, bloated.
And then
Hold on,
like, okay, I'm going to take. And I'm
why did you say that? They're not bloated gen ed courses. They're required for your degree. What do you mean bloated?
Oh, bloated as in I think you don't learn much. I don't mean like.
You learn to go to college, right?
I think it's just a way to take your money because you have to live on campus for like the first 2 years pretty much at most schools.
The idea is supposed to be that in the United States education system, we want students to be a little bit more well-rounded.
I think it's bullshit. That's
you might, but what if you communicate with enough?
Because they're bloated. I wasn't saying bloated because they're unnecessary for your degree. I think they're bloated because they're not necessary to make you a well-rounded person. I like in Europe.
I think they are necessary to make you
in Europe,
well-rounded.
if you go to college, like you can just start studying the
I understand
major
you can
wanna
do that,
study.
yeah, but if you talk to enough developers that are too retarded to even write a fucking proper email, like at some point you're like, you fucking retard need to take more writing classes. Like, I think it's okay to have gen eds and to tell people to have a general awareness of the world and to be a little bit more well-rounded.
Waste 2 years of my life to learn how to write an email.
To be a decent writer, I think is absolutely worth that investment in your life, yeah. And I think having appreciation for more things outside of the narrow purview of whatever career you work, we already are like so hyper special.
I agree. I think that. Yeah, the amount of people that refuse to use fucking proper punctuation drives me nuts. That's all because I was in school. Just because everybody wants to fucking have conversations over text like weirdos. I miss the days when we talked on the phone.
I need time to prepare that.
To society, like we specialize to an insane degree in our society now because of education. I think it's okay to take like a course on music rock history and then a course on like survey of anthropology and then a course of like Russian literature. I think it's okay to have that, to have like a general awareness of the world. I think it's fine.
Not to have it, but to require it, I think
it's going to require it. This is literally the last year. College is the last stop for most people in their entire lives to be forced to learn something. Like past that, you never have to learn anything else because for whatever job
I think
training
that should
required.
end in the 12th grade, being
Fuck
forced
that.
to learn things outside of like your specific intended major.
That's so sad.
Why?
Because it's
You're still learning in college. You're learning things.
you're
in a
specializing
sharp-edged
though.
way.
You're just specializing more.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's good to have broader basis of knowledges, but
Just taking like an intro to like French class.
yep. Intro to basket weaving. Yeah.
Okay.
You both have a ton of agreement. So it undermines his point that the racial
Low tier god and Sneeko's girlfriend. Who else is there?
Wait, are him and Sneeko still together, you think?
Him?
Or her and Sneeko? Fuck me, whatever.
I think so. I mean, didn't she get him tatted on her chest or something? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that was
Okay.
a joke. I hope so.
Yeah, true. I mean, I'm very gullible, you know. I really fall for these things, you know. It's like how I fell for the whole, you know, pay up type shit, you know what I mean? But you really fumbled the bag, dude. Last week you were so confident. You were like, Annalicia, too mad, Gideon.
I just said they'd be cool. I didn't say I could get them. You're the one who's like, oh, if you just DM these people, you'll get them, no problem.
Free
Surely.
of logic. I mean, honestly, like, how are these people, when I say these people, I'm talking about like WL guys, like they're able to organize big ass shows, and you struggle with getting 10 people. Like, you were so desperate. You're like, please, guys, you. First of all, you
What
got
shows
Darius
do
and
they
Micah.
organize? What are you talking about? They just get on Discord and they chat with each other.
Okay, so you're telling me right now you don't got friends like that you could say, hey, could you do me a favor? Like, could you come on the show? You know what I mean? Easy views type shit. Because that's what they do.
Yeah, but they don't go on to combative shows where people are getting voted off and screeching at each other. They just go chat on Discord.
Okay, so how did Austin do it? How did he organize like every single week 10 people for like
He couldn't.
years?
That's why towards the end of that show, this was like the big meme in my community. Towards the end of that show, everybody knew that like on fucking Thursday, as soon as Austin joined my Discord, it was because he was gonna beg me to come on because he couldn't find any other big names to do the show. That was like the whole ending, like part of career of like that, of the Rush Royale.
So you're telling me we can't find one big person we could do the same thing to? And don't say Wes, because I said big, you know, you're trying to go there. I'm talking about big as in, you know.
I'm the only type of I'm literally the only, not to suck myself up, but I'm the only type of person that does stuff like that. No, like, no other big person, they're gonna want to know what's in it for them. They're gonna want like a fucking appearance fee or...
True. Okay, so wait, let me calm down again. First of all, you got Darius and Lycan from that tweet, I assume.
No,
Right,
no,
yeah,
I just
like,
messaged him and
please,
chatted with him. I was like, yeah, sure, let's go.
And first of all, like,
I also, that's true too. Austin had like 5 different mods who were like recruiting people, plus like multiple feeder shows running at all points in time. That's true as well.
True. Okay, wait, let me calm down again. Okay, Xena 1, low tier 2.
Why are you repeating yourself, you fucking ass-p retard? You, the last podcast,
Darius,
literally
your
all the people
mother's
you invited, you fucking... Don't critique Destiny about making beer like it when the last 8 people you picked, if you are retards,
you are slow.
Kill yourself, retard. Holy shit, you take the mask and fucking strangle yourself,
You know what? Strangle. Okay, you lied. But listen.
Multiple feeder shows running.
Your
all people
mother's
you invited, you fucking... Don't critique Destiny about making beer like it when the last 8 people you picked, if you are retards,
you are slow.
Kill yourself, retard. Holy shit, you take the mask and fucking strangle yourself,
You know what? Strangle. Okay, you lied. But listen. I had that claw guy. First of all, why the f does he and his crackhead girlfriend? Why do they talk shit about me? So weird.
Who? Which?
Like,
Who's crackhead? Which one are you talking about?
The claw and the...
Oh, Claw is actually... I don't know how to communicate this to you because I don't think you're taking me seriously when I say this. I'm pretty sure that Claw has like some form of schizophrenia or some other type of mental illness that gives him psychosis. I'm not joking. Like, yeah, pretty sure Claw is literally mentally ill. He envisions like conspiracies everywhere. He thinks there's a bunch of people out to get him. He sees connections where there are none. Like that guy is like actually mentally ill. I think the girl is too. I don't know how many people know this, or I think I've said this on stream before. I'm pretty sure that Megan girl, she reached out to me like 2 or 3 years ago because she wanted me to help her write a manifesto about, I think, Clint. And somebody reached out to me and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, like let's talk and let's blah, blah, blah. And as she was like sending me evidence and as I was talking with her more, I realized, and this is before I knew she was connected to anybody, I realized like, wait a second, this girl is insane. Like all the shit she's sending me is not like, and this shit she's sending me like doesn't match up. Like it's like, yeah, she's like insane. So yeah, like the Claws actually like has some sort of like psychosis or something is going on. And then I'm pretty sure the Meg girl is also like pretty crazy. Like actually crazy, not just like, ooh, kooky.
Interesting. Okay, so the only problem, like when you say I don't take you seriously is because you said Uncle Sam was schizo.
I think that Uncle Sam guy also has like some form of like paranoia delusion. Yes.
Yes, because like we're putting mental illnesses on a lot of people at this point.
There's a lot of people that are the Sam. He literally has a manifesto, dude. He's got a website registered with his manifesto. Like.
Yeah, but if writing a manifesto makes somebody mentally ill, then I'm talking to like the LeBron James of mental illness. You know what I mean? How many manifestos did you write? That doesn't make like it's not. You could see it as a fucking blog or something. It's the same thing. Damn near. You
understand that when I write a manifesto, my manifesto, like the manifesto word is a joke. Right? Like what I'm really doing is I'm writing up an accounting of events that have happened. These guys are actually writing manifestos like this is a description of reality in the universe and how I want everybody to see things. Like there's a difference, right?
Okay, I see. You know what, speaking of manifestos and stuff, R.I.P. Theodore Kaczynski, you know what I mean? Big Ted. It's very sad, you know?
Hold on, give me 1 second. I need some water.
No, I am not schizo. I swear to God, I'm not schizo. Everybody that's telling me to stop talking, keep yourself safe. Permanently. Yeah, but RP, hey, RB, guys.
How you doing, buddy?
RIP. Oh shit, okay, please, warning before you come, like, not before you talk. I'm not watching stream or anything, okay? By the way, could people hear me when I was talking this entire time, or was it like to the void?
Of course I can hear you. You're just not watching chat?
No. I'm in my element now. I came back from, the African jungle with my father, taking pictures of foxes and the wild pigs with the horns and stuff.
Okay.
Good stuff. I'm happy right now. I'm very relaxed. Even though, listen, I got a lot of stuff going on in the background, like trying to take away from my happiness, but I don't know. Listen, pro tip to everybody: if you can't control something, even though it's stress-inducing, even though I don't like that word, you know what I mean? But it exists. You know, depression exists. Believe it or not, stress exists. But I act as though it doesn't exist. Therefore, I don't feel it. Does that make any sense?
Oh, that's annoying.
No, I'm telling you. For some people, it doesn't work. Listen, guys, please consult your, you know, whatever the physician. I don't know, therapist, weird, whatever. Go to them. But to me, like, if I can't control it, I actively try to not think about it. But you talk to yourself from the past.
No, I usually only have access to one time at any particular point in time.
No, I'll explain what I mean. So for him, you know, if it's wrong, you know, in Islam, we have something, you know, we say, you know, I mean, I guess everybody has it, but it is in the scripture, you know. It's like, don't leave today's work for tomorrow. So what I do is, if I'm feeling extremely lazy, I always think about it this way. I was like, the youth from tomorrow is gonna thank you. You know what I mean? So I do it, and then I wake up the next day, and I'm very forgetful with certain
ice
things.
crystals do not hit the monsters.
I'm like,
that
oh fuck,
blow
I
up.
didn't do it, and then I
My
run,
shards.
and then I did it. So then I say
dumb is
thank
that?
you to the past me. So that's what I do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. Like you're
So
doing
it's not like
favors
I'm
for a future version of yourself, basically.
You mixing fire with ice.
Exactly. You know, and then that makes me. That actually makes me.
I hit a point where I was like, I really don't
more
know what app
than
to
not.
go with the build.
True story.
Like once I
But
hit
before
like
that,
35.
dickhead Darius came in. I'm telling you, he's the fucking result of inbreeding. I'm telling you right now. I promise. I don't even know his family tree or family circle or whatever the fuck. That brother is slow. Anyways, let me. Oh yeah, I saw a clip on my YouTube of your wife kind of giving an L take. I'm not gonna lie. She made Myron look like a W man's, which is very hard to do, surprisingly. You know, where she was like, "How don't you want to be with somebody who's sexually experienced?" You saw that clip, right?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, you probably agree with it, so there's no point in going into this.
Yeah, arguing about like sex and stuff with red pillars is the biggest waste of time in the world because none of these guys actually care about sex. Sex is all just like a status thing for them.
Listen, I mean, nobody's ever gonna say, "Hey, I slept with that girl from, you know,
doo-doo-ass treasure
but if
goblin."
they slept with Emily Watakakakowski, then hey, it's a big W. So maybe what they're saying is true. You know, did you ever give it a thought?
I mean, I don't know because I like sex. It's not like a fucking status jerk-off thing for me. Like, it's fun to have sex with people. And it's fun to have sex with people that are good at sex.
Interesting. Yeah, but to you, sex is just an act. You know, there's nothing emotional about it. It's just, I'm horny. I just want to bust some up. All right.
It doesn't have to be. I mean, it can be.
I mean, it's all emotional with your wife.
It just depends on the person. I mean, hugs can be really emotional. It just depends on the thing. It depends on the context.
But isn't it crazy though? Like the whole open thing, you know, in general, I already think it's fucking retarded. But if I'm trying to be like, you know, what's it called, good faith or whatever, like I'm like, okay, if it's just, oh, I'm horny, I see somebody that looks good, I just want to bang them, okay, whatever, all right? But if you're like fucking passionately banging the shit out of them and hugging them and like, that's just gotta be cheating at that point, even though it's an open relationship. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, if you want it to be, sure.
Oh, but think about it. Because
I
at
have
that
thought
point,
about it. What do you mean? Like, don't say to me to think about it. You're thinking about it for the first time, and then you're asking me retarded questions that demonstrate you've never thought about it before. So don't say think about it. I'll entertain the questions. I'll entertain the questions because I'm polite. But like when you're like, wait, if you really think about it, isn't everything really cheating what you're doing? Like, I mean, yeah. I'll entertain the questions, but they're retarded. Yeah.
Okay. Dickhead, asshole, dipshit. Listen to me real quick. You know, you're lucky I'm nerfed right now because last time I fucking spoke, your retarded ass. You know, my father sat me down. He was like, "Son, you curse way too much, buddy. I'm gonna need you to tone it down 99%." No, so right now I'm trying to keep it polite. I'm trying to lower my voice. You know what I mean? My mother's asleep, and you're taking advantage of it. Also, I want the chat to know real quick. I'm gonna speak to the chat real quick. The reason why this fucking blue dwarf over here, why he feels some type of way is because I fucking destroy him in fucking DMs every single day, and or his response is "fuck you, bitch." That's all he says. Did you ever even say "fuck you, bitch" on stream ever? Like when you sent me that, I was like, damn, I must have heard this guy. You know, I felt bad.
Wait, what did you even say? That I said this?
No, I just shat on you for like you being inept and just useless at what you do because I told you, yo, get the Dan Dangler chick, and you're like, Q, I don't know how to reach out to her. What do I do? Could you help me with this? And I was like, you stupid, inept, lazy piece of fucking shit. How about you try her Twitter, see if she has her DMs open. If not, maybe just fucking say it on stream and one of your GG gremlins is gonna go into her chat, you know, and then you're like, you bitch, and then you didn't respond anymore.
Level 5
Oh, well, you bitch, if I say that is usually my way of letting you know that I've read what you've said, and I'm probably doing whatever. That's, yeah. But if you want to interpret that,
why do you act? First of all, why are you acting as though like you respond to all DMs? Like when I asked you how much do you get paid, you didn't respond to that one. You selectively, you know, decided to ignore that one. You know what I mean? Like you think I'm gonna snitch? Like people already know it's 100,000, so like, I don't know why you act like it's a secret.
It's actually 500,000. That's why I've been so big on getting these 3 months out. You know.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. They like the amount of money they're throwing around. It would make 100%. Like it would make sense. But hey, listen. When that motherfucking contract talks start, I better be getting the bag too, you know what I mean, buddy? hey, you've seen how you struggled this week, which is shocking, by the way. I really think either you're not assertive enough or people don't respect you as much as you think they do. It's one of the two. I don't know which one though.
Okay.
I'm serious. I'm telling you, anybody else, whether it's fucking Miskip. First of all, how the fuck does Miskip do it, huh? With his parasocial show, with his fucking bajillion other shows, how the fuck does he bring all those people together, huh? You ever thought about that one?
I've already told you a million times. I'm not sure. I don't know if you're hearing me or not. The type of show we're doing is not the type of show to attract like highbrow or like famous people.
Wait, you're telling me right now that there isn't a large group of content creators on Twitch where you know most of your people from that are ready to move to Kick and that could use the easy fucking exposure, 20,000 fucking viewers, with the possibility of getting the fucking raid and just easily, you know, kickstarting whatever fucking new endeavor they want to go on Kick? You're telling me that doesn't exist? Stop.
I'm saying that if we were doing a show like Schooled, then I could tap like every big contact I know because there might be some desire to do it. But like I can't, but we're doing like, it's like Jerry Springer-esque stuff. Like for these types of shows, like you're trying to find like literal like schizoid, like kind of crazy-ish people that are willing to do it. I thought Two Mad might, but like Jadian, I don't know. Sneego, definitely not.
Why definitely not with Sneeko?
Because they're not, because these aren't their personality types aren't the type of people who want to sit in a call and scream at 8 other people. These are people that feel like they need to be like the kind of like the center of attention, or they feel like they're bigger than that. They wouldn't even enjoy it.
But don't you think like low tier God would probably fit into that criteria?
Well, maybe that's why he agreed to be on the next show. That's why I asked him.
Yeah, I mean, listen. At this point, it's becoming a meme. What about Sasha Grey? Is she gonna be confirmed for this show as well?
No, I asked her and she said she was okay with it. Then she checked it out and she was like, "This is way too combative for me. No thanks." Which is about what I would expect any serious contact to say. Yeah.
Whoa. Stop dogging on our show, number one.
I'm not dogging
asshole.
on the show. You just have to recognize the limitations to what you're doing. There are certain types of content that I know I can get people for. There's other types of content that probably not going to be as interested.
Okay, how about this one? Aiden Ross.
No, he wouldn't want to do this.
Listen, I know. But honestly, at this point, Miskiff is signed with Rumble. You're signed with Rumble. You guys are close friends, you know, very tight. You know what I mean? We could ignore everything that happened with the whole train thing and you leaking the call and basically burying him, and you know, we could ignore all of that shit. You know, it's like friends do those things to each other every once in a while. You know what I mean? Streamer friends, right? No hard feelings on his end. I'm very sure of that, right? Ever tried to, you know, reach out to him, maybe, possibly?
Why would he want to be on this show? I can't tell if your brain is not working here. You're pretty smart, as much as I like to give you shit, but you're super retarded on understanding this. I don't know why.
Listen, I'm trying to get my bag up, you know what I mean?
Okay,
Listen,
gotcha, all right.
Listen, I'm trying to get one of these dickheads on, right? And we get them on, I could go to fucking Lord's Mobile or something and finesse them, you know what I mean? Actually,
I don't even know if Lord's Mobile will cut deals with individuals. I think you have to go to an agency that works with Lord's Mobile and try to get a deal cut from one of them.
Correct. You are correct, actually. You are correct. That's why I've been struggling with the fucking raid guys. I was like, can I find an email? I went and I fucking searched for hours, and I'm like, it's all going to agency after agency after agency after fucking agency. And I'm like, the agency, I'm trying to reach out to the fucking company, but they don't work that way. They go through agencies and they reach out to content creators. But now, listen, I know for a fact you could get a sponsor. You know what I mean? Actually, scratch that. The problem is the show is, how can I put it? Very brand non-friendly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say? This is and I blame moderation, to be honest. I blame moderation, and by moderation, I'm talking about you, because you know I just let anything fly. I don't give a fuck. Like you need to understand. Hey, okay, I need to pull this back.
What are you trying to create? Are we trying to create like a brand-friendly thing, or are we trying to create like schizo wars?
You fucking.
Okay, you're doing the damn thing. Okay, if the content is good and the viewership is there, the money will come. There has to be like a solid foundation, and then it's pretty easy.
Okay, what money are we talking about? What money?
Ready yet.
I don't know.
Where?
It would be sponsors or some shit. Probably. That's I imagine that you get something like this.
What sponsor would? First of all, please don't ever say I'm doing the damn thing. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Number one. Number two, where's the money going to come from if brands don't want to touch people throwing the white girls throwing the N words?
There's always some people that'll work with you if you find hard enough.
Yeah, yeah, Steak, Fansly,
maybe, dude. Somebody suggested that before, bro.
I'm not taking that money. I'm not taking that money. Are
you fucking serious? Oh my god.
Yes, I'm not taking. If I'm starving, I'm not taking that money. Principles, learn about it.
Okay, don't tell me learn about it. You're the one that's like screeching over here for fucking money.
Yeah, you're the one who's making 6 figures, dipshit. Okay, no wonder one is screeching about money and the other one's sitting on his ass playing Diablo 4.
Have you ever heard the phrase "beggars can't be choosers"? Though.
Yeah, nice one. You know what? Matter of fact, I moderate choosing beggars. I moderate that subreddit. How about that? Okay, and we're not being choosers. Okay,
I mean, like, there's a lot. If you want, you could literally you could literally like, there are ways that we could just raise money from the audience if we wanted to. Like, we could say, for instance...
There are, but I floated it to you and you didn't enact it.
Okay, never mind. I guess we won't do that then. Okay.
No, we should do that.
No, I don't know. No, man. You just screamed it down, so it sounds like you don't want that. So that's okay.
Okay, now you're doing the damn thing. I don't even know what the fuck the damn thing is, but this is some shit Dan would probably do. You know what I mean? I'm gonna need you to cut it out, okay? Stop. Go ahead and tell me your plan, okay? Stop getting emotional.
I'm not emotional. I'm just big chilling.
You're yelling at me.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure this is either your idea or Chad's idea last time. Yeah, you could like take super chats and donations the entire show, and then like at the end, like you give like the winner half, and then you keep the other half, like shit like that.
Hell no. So I heard that. I'm like, oh my god. Honestly, a subreddit, some of the people on there are not retarded. I'll throw them a bone. Yeah, I was reading some of their suggestions. I was like, oh, it's fucking smart. I like this. It was some fucking cool shit. And one of them was what you just said, but then they were like, oh, you split half between the fucking contestant and Q? Oh my god, I never wanted... Wait, are we on kick?
I'm not ready yet.
Are we on kick?
Yeah.
Yeah, wait, do you think you're just talking to me right now with no chat? What are you doing?
No, like, I thought it was like YouTube or something, so I can't say some of the cool stuff.
Oh no, we're on kick. Say whatever you want.
Okay. But I never wanted the 9/11 group of them after I read that shit. You know what I mean? I was like, these fucking idiots don't deserve a good death. They deserve the jump from the 99th floor like that. You know? She was like, you fucking idiots. You know what I mean? I was like, who the fuck? I split. What? First of all, it won't be that much. You know what I mean? I mean, who knows? You get a lot of money from donors. I don't know. You're not fresh and fit, like. You get like $10,000 worth of fucking donors a stream. I don't know if you'll be able to get that, but anyways, hey, listen, 1 is better than 0. You know what I mean? Because at this point, I'm getting a big fat fucking 0 because of your fucking lack of drive when it comes to fucking reaching out. You know what? You don't even need to reach out to sponsors. That's what kills me. You know what I mean? You could just put out a tweet and say, hey, looking for sponsors for our Kick or Keep show. Hello. Immediately, your fucking inbox will be flooded. You get what I'm trying to say?
I mean, you're the one that's desperate for sponsors, not me. So yeah, I don't have much like motivation to like dig for it right now. Yeah, I'm okay. Like,
so wait. Okay. So right now, what you're doing is taking advantage of a smaller black content creator by giving him exposure V-Bucks, even though I didn't stream the last week or this week. I'm not gonna stream.
That's your fault, not mine. Damn.
It's not my fault. I don't have a fucking laptop or PC, you fucking asshole.
Can you not? There's no computers in Somalia that you can get.
There's no computers in my house that could fucking
You
wanna
live in a
stream.
fucking mansion. How the fuck do you not have access to a computer? Is that possible?
PCs are like fucking, PCs are old. They're old news in my house, you know what I mean? We needed them for school when I was a kid and stuff. And I was like the orange, you know the orange brand? That PC, orange? Like it's that old, you know what I mean? Okay. So we don't really need PCs. It doesn't make any sense. But you fucking hell, like you're so fucking shameless. Like you.
I'm not shameless. How am I shameless?
You're shameless because you're the one who needs the sponsors. I don't have to fucking bust my ass, but you know what? Hey, this show, the engagement that is gonna bring me is probably gonna add a couple of zeros to my contract. So Q, hey, thank you for like netting me
okay,
probably
sir,
like half
you
a million
are
more, and you know what I mean? I got you like.
And these guys, I am not a
500
druid.
viewers
These guys
once
are
a week.
Durable as shit.
At least let me
they
get
don't
paid. God
die
damn,
horribly.
Could you put some effort in?
And all my shit's on cooldown. I run around like a goober.
Who joined the call?
Christos, how are you struggling so much after getting so much help from Steven? Unironically, like, what are you bitching about right now?
Darius, you live in a dump.
No, can you
You live in a dump.
No.
Darius, when's the last time you cleaned your toilet? Darius, when's the last time you cleaned your toilet?
Okay, I'll wait till you're done. Go on.
Hey.
I mean, when you're done.
No. I want you to answer. When's the last time you cleaned your toilet? Go ahead.
Okay, cool. All right, kill yourself. So, dude, unironically, are you like struggling for money? Like, how are you actually struggling when you're getting this much help?
Actually, yes, I am struggling. Could you send me $1,000 now? Yes.
I mean, unironically, I'll be for real because of the stuff I've been able to do with Steven and going after not timing my streams around Steven or anything, but like doing things in like a strategic way. I'm financially relatively okay right now. Because of it. You're doing something that's way more attached to Steven, and I guess it sounds like, unironically, that you're super mad you're not getting 1K viewers because of it.
First of all, I would rather take the bag than average 1,000 viewers. You know how many dickheads average 1,000 viewers?
No, hey, retard! Because of the 1,000 viewers you get the money with it.
First of all,
stop! I have no idea how you're like don't.
Darius, I'm not one of those girls
how you're not getting sponsorship just to like stream elements.
You will not railroad me. You will not fucking go through me. Shut up and listen to me. DGG is a bunch of cheap ass niggas. So the viewers that are really.
I made like $3,000 off of sponsorship alone last month just from literally just signing off DGG and shit. You have Stream Elements account?
Yeah, actually I do, and them niggas don't give me no fucking sponsorship. So
okay, just go tell it. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know why the fuck you're not getting it. Maybe my content is literal shit. I was literally banned, and I'm still getting offers for sponsorships. I don't know how the fuck you're not. I don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Because I'm a black man. You're not a black man. That's why.
I'm blacker than you.
Trying to keep a brother down. That's the truth. It's bigger than black and white, ladies and gentlemen. It's whole problem with the world.
Dude, it seems like legit hearing you talk about this is so fucking bitchy, dude. If I had the guts to suck as much dick as you, I would be doing so much more. But I have so much fucking autism.
Wait, Darius, you literally start your stream after Lil Steve ends.
Yes, and I get where I take my scraps. I take my little scraps. I get my worker ants, and we get shit.
First of all, hold on. But second of all, you literally your entire existence online started from you suckling on his fucking gyno nipples.
No, shit,
I don't know what
I'm not denying it. What? Are you attacking me?
No,
You're unironically making a show with Steven. You unironically came to Steven with the premise of, hey, I make a show where you give your host. You have no right talking about sucking it off, nigga. What do you?
Draven, relax. Listen to me. let me add on to it as well. I spent a year and a half actually fucking doing my own thing. You started off fucking being a bitch ass nigga. We are not the same. Please do not compare me. It's like comparing a fucking rocket to shit.
Dude, oh my god. You were unironically streaming with Slicker and sucking other streamers off. You were doing the same exact shit. And even before Destiny, I was still streaming doing my own thing. I just wasn't doing anything that was getting me viewers. Just like you, retard. The thing is, once I started doing stuff with Steven and I started doing my own shit relatively in DGG and the communities that I existed in, it started resulting in more viewers.
Wait, okay, so you're telling me right now
you're doing what I did, but you're not getting viewers out of it, and you're not making money out of it. You're making, I guess you made some on fucking Kick last month. I think you made like $4,000 or $5,000, which is fucking poggers, awesome, cool. But like now you're mad, you're not like a 1K Andy able to contact anybody you want. Just shut the fuck up, nigga. It'll come over time. You literally have Trainwrecks and Chinbot in your contact list.
Oh, what?
But like, the thing is, like, you have these contacts already. You have these people already. You have everything you need. Just stream interesting content.
First of all, God blessed me with a spine, something that clearly you had
Nigga,
fucking
you do not have a
installed
spine.
later on down the line.
Dude, I
Okay, I'm
swear
not
to God,
spineless. Wait, hold
my
on. Can you shut
spine
the
goes-
fuck up,
my spine goes
Darius?
with-
I'm not spineless enough to fucking
Yo,
slurp
confess.
on trains fucking meat or Gideon's meat, number one. If it happens, it happens organically, okay? Every single thing that came my way is because I let it fucking be, okay? I'm not fucking chasing. Hey, first of all, the easiest way to fucking start looking like a bitch is starting to fucking beg somebody. Hey, please, could we fucking collab?
Beg. I'm not asking you to beg. I'm just saying that you have these people at your disposal, and you getting Miskiff on the show isn't going to make it so that way now you're getting sponsors. Miskiff isn't going to make it so that if you have Low Tier God and Donell on your fucking stream and tomorrow, and this now still not going to get you sponsors. It's not going to get you even anything. It's going to get that if anything.
Dickhead. It's not okay. It gets viewership. Okay, the higher the viewership, the easier the fucking sell. It's that
viewers, you unironically as a Twitch streamer, if you're getting 1K on a stream regularly, you should be making like $5,000 a month.
First of all, we're not talking about okay. First, I understand where you're coming from. Okay, I understand where you're coming from, but what you don't understand is this. The person that is capable of getting the sponsors. It's not something hard. I'm not asking the world from left deep.
You don't need a dude. The sponsors will literally come to you if you are using the. I don't know. Okay, dude. Maybe I'm just.
The sponsors won't come to
I'm so much fucking smarter than everybody, dude. I'm so fucking retarded, dude. I'm so fucking smart. If I didn't get banned, dude, if I didn't get fucking banned, dude, I swear to God, I give you $1,000 right now. But I got banned because I'm a fucking retard. Yeah, stupid fucking dipshit. I got like, dude, Stream Elements literally was paying the out of my ass, and I fucked it so fucking bad. But like, you literally, you have everything I have because you have your Twitch account and you have your Kick account and you have the dicks of niggas. You have Trainwrecks. Trainwrecks likes you. He thinks you're cool. He'll give you 500 subs, whatever he decides to, because he likes you.
Oh my God, you sound like a bunch of shameless niggas that I spoke to. I don't look at niggas like first. Okay.
I know when you're looking at niggas, nobody's looking at niggas like that. The point is that you have literally everything at your disposal.
Hold up. Am I gonna get through this sandstorm soon, or is this gonna fucking kill me? What the fuck is this bullshit? Sorry, go ahead.
Maybe don't leak women's personal information. Nigga, you are retarded. I got banned. You fucking retard. I got banned because of double standards on unironically double standards.
Oh, double standards? What are you, trained now?
I got banned for leaking private information. There's literally Mexican streamers that stream Tinder on the regular whenever they want for dead air. I got banned for dumb shit because I'm a fucking nobody. Legit, unironically.
True. Okay, did you get banned on Kick as well?
No.
Who gives a fuck about Twitch, you fucking retard?
Well, I care about Twitch because Twitch is where the sponsors are. Sponsors aren't coming to Kick. No fucking sponsor is coming to Kick. I've not been reached. Nobody's been reached out about. Go to any of the top streamers right now. The only sponsorships you see on Kick are steak. Nobody is gonna give you sponsors on fucking Kick.
Unless you reach out. Exactly what I'm trying to say. You retarded
no,
bitch.
No, you don't. No, you can't even do this thing. Nobody wants to fucking pay to be on Kick. No, I don't know what the.
So you're telling me nobody wants to pay for fucking 15,000 viewers easy? What the? You act as though it's not the same fucking views on Kick and Twitch. Don't answer that, by the way. You better watch your mouth, okay? There's a bunch of fucking Kick people watching, so be careful. All I'm saying is, hey, it's real fucking viewers over here. So at the end of the day, if you're paying 15K on Twitch, you should pay 15K whatever it is on here as well. The same thing.
Well,
also, you're so smart, you got yourself banned, Darius. Good job, by the way. I just want to point out, you're so intelligent, okay? You're so intelligent, you're so fucking content-minded that you got yourself banned. Again.
Yes, and that was a fucking mistake. Yeah, I fucked up. And if I was in your shoes right now, I should be racking at least 5K, 6K a fucking month. And it pains me hearing you cry like a little bitch.
I don't
like the
get
last 30 minutes.
God, you're so aggressive.
Why do we have these questions? I'm messaging. You go, if you get literally just everything handed to you, everything. It's like, just do, like, legit. You can reach out. Look at, if you have the metrics, you can reach out. You can reach out on your own. And you can even say, hey, I do this stream with X person who is a celebrity, and I get X amount of viewers during this time. I unironically was negotiating with people that would message me from Streaming Elements saying, hey, I do stuff with Destiny. I would like $300 more. And it was weird.
Right,
I
so
got
you're
it.
telling me the Destiny boost was $300? Destiny, you're like a cheap hooker. What the fuck?
From a $600 flat fee to like $1,000 flat fee with bonuses and all that shit that they give you with whatever the they give. That's good. I don't know why you're harping on the mouth that it was.
You know what? You know what kills me? You know what kills me?
Wait, should I go check out this thing back here, guys? Should I go to that path?
Yes, you should go down that path and jump down that fucking cliff. Okay, Darius, you know what kills me about the shit that you're saying right now is the fact that you did nothing. Stream Elements brought you the fucking sponsors. If Stream Elements was bringing me sponsors, I really wouldn't give that much of a fuck about, you know, getting paid or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean?
They reached out to me with emails, and I responded back to the emails. I have people added on Discord to make sure I can go ahead and message them if there's anything up, and I message them regularly when I was streaming to see if there's anything available. I mean, if nobody messaged you yet, that's fine. But like I'm saying, over time, and if you go ahead and email people out, you can go ahead and get those sponsors too. And even on Twitter, I made multiple Twitter posts that were like, "Hey, I'm looking for sponsors. I'm averaging this amount of people. Can someone please?"
Okay, great. Okay, hold on. Stop right there. Lil Steve, I'm gonna tweet out that the show needs sponsors. Retweet it now.
I mean, unironically, yes. I got a PC sponsor because I messaged multiple times and I wanted it, and it got, the guy that was a DGGer that went ahead and sponsored me for it. Fantex, by the way, great computer. Discount code white T. If you want that.
Yeah, heard that it breaks a lot too. You know what I mean? I heard that.
No, why would you say that, you asshole? Okay, shut the fuck up. It doesn't break it at all. It's nice PC. I'm gonna bring it to Florida, and it's gonna be a great time when we stream this.
Honestly, me personally, I'm a cyber power kind of guy. You know what I mean? Or an I buy power. You know, you should probably check those out before. Use code I have none. Okay, get yourself
I'm
a
just
0%.
saying that you have the ability to do this thing, but you have to reach out. You have to make the effort too. You can tweet, even though you're.
Dickhead. Whoa, hold on. You know, I literally do 99. Like Lil Steve. Okay, Lil Steve brings the fucking audience, which I guess you could try to fucking say it's 12 years of hard work, but everything else I fucking do. Which, by the way, Lil Steve questions this week is on you, by the way. So good luck. Anyways, like, you know, I literally do 99% of the things, right? You understand that is correct? Like, so we're on the same page.
I can understand if you do 99% of the things, and you want to tell Steven, hey, I get you.
Just get sponsors. That's it.
Yeah, just say I want money. Are you asking for? He gets his sponsors. Why wouldn't he just take that? If it's his sponsor.
True, he might snake me. Who the knows? But like, yeah,
the sponsors would also offer him the money, so he'd have to make the negotiations. You wouldn't have any say in that. I mean, I guess if you guys want to do it together, but it's not like it's a Destiny and Farha show. I mean, I guess it kind of is.
Hey, whoa, hold on. Oh, hey.
Well, I mean,
last week proved that it most definitely was. Last week
contact is going to be Destiny. It's not going to be you.
Okay, when I wasn't there, it was the greatest shit show of all time, which, by the way, I enjoyed. YouTube.com/Kratos. The videos are there, okay? Episode 3 of Kick or Keep. Destiny's Fumbled. That's what I titled it. It's very good. I liked it. It's very enjoyable shit. So, but yes, it is most definitely
the opportunity to make a lot more money right now. You can be making way more money than you do right now, and you just...
Yes, I could be making way more money if I didn't have the fucking... You don't need over here lazy around.
You don't need Destiny. You're such a lazy motherfucker. When it's you're the one who...
He is a lazy fucker. What the You think I'm not gonna call his lazy bitch ass out?
I mean, yeah.
I feel like Devin Nash dealing with all the fucking other people at this point. But I don't have a fucking agency that brings in millions of dollars and deals with the analytics of fucking live streaming, blah, blah, blah. But honestly, I do feel like that nigga.
So Destiny, if we were to do like a heel mic sort of situation when we came to Miami, how do we get in contact with OnlyFans girls in Miami? What would be like the way? How does Zerka and heel mic? How do they do this?
Well, Healy Mike literally works with like OnlyFans agencies, doesn't he? Like, weren't they in like one of like the official OnlyFans house in LA?
They did that stuff with Eli, and Eli is literally he works with Mia Makova.
Oh, right? That was his ex, yeah.
Okay, well, never mind. Then I think we're fucked. The only worker I know that does OnlyFans is Sushi, and that's not happening. So, okay.
Well, Destiny, and Darius doing the same shit that Zerk and Heel Mike did. You know, you guys would look out of place, right?
The what?
It's like Make-A-Wish. It would look like, it's like these two kids just want to be like
people want to see like 16-year-olds at Hooters, not in like a weird way, but you know what I mean. Like it looks
nice one, Darius. You're not beating.
It looks funny. Like it's funny. Like this funny kid is at Hooters. Like, oh wow, that's hilarious. Like, you know what I mean? It's like a funny. It's like, oh, the autistic kids have like all these bad.
The autistic kid is fucking groping the waiter. Laugh. You know,
I don't think we're gonna grope. I'm not gonna grope anybody. If anything, I'm just gonna use.
Listen, it seems like you got your personality from that fucking dude. That you on Netflix, that guy, fucking stalks people. Like, it seems to me like you got it from that and like a schizo fucking highly energetic motherfucker. Like, it's like the perfect mix. Honestly, if in a couple of months it comes out that you like molested like 100 fucking girls or something, I'd buy it.
I think you should have heard. Okay, that's.
You have your will like written out and stuff.
No, but I probably should, huh? I'm pretty sure it just goes to next to Ken right now, or Melina steals it. I'm not sure.
Oh my god! Do not do your son that dirty. What the fuck is wrong with you? My goodness! Wow! I'm sweating for the little guy. You know what I mean? I'm not even him. You know what I mean? What the fuck? So next of kin is him, right? You don't have any black children running around.
I hope
since you like black women. How's Bose, by the way?
What the fuck kind of question is that?
I'm just curious. How is she not your friend? I'm asking. What the fuck?
Asking. She's cool, I guess. I don't know. We haven't spoken in a while.
Karantos, how's
You
your
haven't
dating
spoken in a
life
while?
going? Have you found the one?
What the?
I'm curious about your dating life.
Well, Jeebus, you're still in the call. Why does it show Lil Steve shit in full? What the fuck? I didn't even click it.
Jesus.
You scared me. I was like, am I dying? What the fuck? Imagine you dying. You hear like
have you found the
fucking
one yet,
white
Karantos?
voice out in the fucking.
Hey, hold on. Somebody put this on a table somewhere just in case some wild shit happens in the next month, okay? If I die, all right, Nathan at least gets $1 million for my shit, okay? Melina can have everything else, okay? Record this statement. If it ever gets, like, if I get murdered or something and somebody starts fighting over my estate, Melina tries to fuck my kid over, please let this serve as a recorded verbal will. I sign off on this, Stephen Bonnell II, okay? this is, okay, I'm just putting that out there into the wind. Sorry, keep going.
Damn, that's
See,
a
you know
weird
how, you know
bond
why I
at the
stay
end.
quiet? Not out of respect to your retarded ass, but for the little nigga, you know what I mean? Your son. That's why I stay quiet. I wanted to moan and stuff, you know what I mean? It would be funny. But you're just giving him $1 million? What the fuck, you cheap bitch?
If he can't figure out his life with that much of a head start, then he can fucking off himself. Damn, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but you're giving your wife everything else.
You don't even know how much I'm worth. Number one. Number two, she's my wife. She puts up a lot of shit.
Oh my
God.
What kind of Somali?
Man, your son won the lottery.
You are a rich kid. You are a rich kid. What kind of person would ever be like, oh my god, imagine only getting $1 million? Like, are you fucking retarded?
No. Wait, hold on. If my father had like 5 million and he gave me 1 and I'm his only child and he gave the rest to his wife, I'm like, I came from, wait, I'll be like, wait, I came from your nuts.
Oh my god, you're so wild and entitled. Bro, if I would have inherited, if I would have gotten like 20,000 from my parents, I would have been fucking ecstatic when I was working. You're sitting here you would complain about $1 million? You're actually unbelievable to me. Holy shit.
First of all, it's all relative, idiot.
It's not relative, motherfucker. Bills are bills.
No. Little Steve, hold on. You're telling me your wife has more of a right to your shit than your own.
I didn't say she has more right, but if my kid can't make it with $1 million, then fuck it. He's fucked anyway. 5 million wouldn't make a difference.
What about, how about you give your wife $1 million and you give your son the rest?
Why are you
and see who makes what of who?
Listen.
I'm just curious.
It's so fucked up.
Okay, what's the coolest looking what's the coolest looking rogue stuff? Is all of this rogue stuff? Or is it like only on certain classes? I want to look cool.
Man, must be a death grip over there. Lord have mercy. You are in trance. You are under a spell. Your mind right now is in the phantom zone. Somebody call Superman. Fucking hell. Oh my god. Shout out to my father, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to my father real quick. I just want to put a real quick shout out on there.
All of these
suck.
My god. Wait, can you only put like rogue stuff on rogues and like Sorcerer, can everybody wear whatever?
Guys, I'm shaking up. Can you please give 5 subs to me? Not even live, but guys, just do it offline.
No, you can't wear
Zena.
No.
So what's dating
Zena.
How's your dating life?
Zena, that's like decoration and
Have you found the perfect bride?
Is that purposeful, by the way, your name? Zena? Or am I not saying it right? Oh, yeah. I made it sound cool, I'm not. Me, you, Tarantulas, Big Daddy Q, Quasimodo.
How's the dating life going? You got a woman? You got someone? You got a boyfriend? Girlfriend?
Oh. I mean, I've been thinking about it. You know what I mean? First of all, I can't have no boyfriend, girlfriend. I'm marrying straight up.
Oh,
you know what
you're
I mean?
non-binary. Okay, I got you. You're like non-binary.
We're marrying straight up. No games played. No. Listen, non-binary, non-linear, fucking legal, fucking perpendicular. I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? Listen.
Yeah.
Either ways, it's not gonna be no boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. That's cringe. What the fuck do I look like? Am I Lil Steve? You know what I mean?
So be a husband. You're saying be a husband then?
Husband, wife, whatever. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be no girlfriend, boyfriend. What the fuck?
Well, that's adorable. I support that. Have you found the right man yet?
No, I've been looking, to be honest. I've been looking.
Damn, it's rough out there, isn't it? How is it in Somalia?
Not really rough
it-
when you're
is it
packing, you know what I mean? When you're
Somali
packing an
or Somali? Wait.
intercontinental ballistic
So-
missile, you know what I mean?
so are
When
you
your brain,
Somali
when you
or-
stand up and you get lightheaded,
Oh, I know that.
listen,
I got that.
listen, you don't struggle with nobody, you know what I mean?
Crazy.
You don't struggle with nothing. But yeah, how Somalia, it's great.
So are you? How's that work? Do you just sort of like? Do you have police? What's the deal? How's the dating scene there? Do you have Tinder? Do you have like Somali?
Wait, why are we talking about? I already said we don't do dating.
We're
If I
talking
see somebody on the
Toronto's
road,
dating hour. No,
it's as
I'm here
simple.
to.
If I see
Toronto's,
somebody
I'm here to get
dating,
your
like,
life straight.
I
I'm here to get.
literally
Okay.
walk up to them and
I'm
I tell
here to
them,
help you
"Where's your
straighten out
father? I
your
want to
life,
marry you."
Torontos.
That
I'm
is-
here to help you straighten out your life, Torontos. It's time to get you right, okay? So yeah, tell us how is it? How it works? Is it Somali Tinder?
Well, first of all, Somali Tinder is I walk down the street, I see a woman, I'm like, I want to marry you as your father. Done. That's Somali Tinder right there. You know, it's called IRL, walking, you know, touching
Nice.
grass. I mean, sand in this instance, not grass, you know, touching sand.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Wait, why are you talking like Lil Steve? I hate when people do that. It's disgusting. Don't say gotcha.
I'm not. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just
Gotcha.
kidding.
Anything else? That's Lil
It says
Steve's
you.
fucking zesty language. You need to come up with your own material.
You're getting paid by me. You're telling me to come up with
I
my own
wish
material?
fucking hell.
Are you
This
serious?
fucking
I got
dude.
my own
I mean,
material.
honestly,
I can
his son's
spin out.
only
Get out of
getting
here
a
with that.
million.
I got so much material. I got
I'm lucky.
hours of material.
I'm fucking lucky at this point, honestly.
roasted.
And I fucking hell. Like if his own son that came from his ball sack is getting $1 million while his father's giving the wife fucking $10
I
million.
cannot believe you complain about that.
I wish I was
I'm
worth $10
getting
million.
away
That's hilarious, dude. Nice, good one.
Okay, I'm sorry, but it's only 6.8 million. I'm sorry, I rounded up. I'm so sorry. Oh, also, by the way, if you didn't make at least like 5 million from all these fucking years of you doing this shit, that's a you problem. I'll be honest with you, right?
Yeah.
That's a you problem. Yeah.
Based.
I mean, you don't necessarily make like. First of all, I'm pretty sure you make like $1 million a year. And if you've been doing that for the past 4 years, and if you invested
How do you think,
properly,
prior to my YouTube, where do you think all this money is coming from? I don't have huge
Stream.
sponsors. I'm not on any streams. I'm not part of any huge organization. I'm not part of like an in-crowd for running deals or whatever. Like the money that I make is the money I make off my website, and then the biggest boost recently has been the money I made off YouTube. And then now my Kick and Rumble stuff. But no, I'm not like cashing out. Like I wasn't part of the Golden Boys. It gets like the Twitch like fucking bounty program or the 50,000 fucking gifted subs or like any shit like that. Like no, I'm not on that big cash out. Plus for most of my life I've had like a decent chunk of expenses, right? I paid for my kid's house, his mom's car, plus child support, plus all of his schooling, plus whatever for like the past like how old is he now? Fucking 12 years. Not to mention moving around, flying around. There's a lot of expensive. My shit is relatively expensive. I've got a lot of expenses, and I'm not banking like I make a lot of fucking money now. I'm doing really well, especially over the last 2 years. But it's not like, you know, like 8-9 years ago. I'm like banking in like, you know, 500,000 a year, whatever.
First of all, didn't you say on your second year you made 100,000?
$100,000 is not that much money when you're like paying for a ton of shit.
My God, fuck you, kill yourself now, kill yourself, end yourself with your fucking midget tie. 100,000 is not that much.
When you,
Says the person.
when you,
I'm the guy who doesn't know
let me know when you're done.
You say
Let me
you
know.
wouldn't
No,
even
stop.
have
Hold on.
to
Let me know when
say
you're done virtue signaling, okay? $100,000.
What do you mean, virtue?
Okay, let me know when
I
you're
thought
done.
it was virtue signaling my ass the whole time.
Okay.
No, okay, go on. Tell me how 100,000 is not that much. Give me your sob story, how 6 figures was not that much. You couldn't support a family of what? 1 son, 1 wife. Oh, 100,000. Oh, Lord have mercy. That's way too much money. Or way too little, excuse me. I forgot. Yeah, I'm not little Steve over here, mister. I need at least half a fucking trillion to fucking feel comfortable. What the fuck? Yeah, but go on. I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done.
100,000.
I feel so bad.
$100,000 in 1 year's worth of income, gross, is not that much when you're expecting me to have $5 million 10 years later. Can you do the math on that?
No, not right now. You're moving the goalpost.
No.
Highly
Stop.
cringe.
You're asking me
Please
why
don't do
I
that.
don't have $5 million saved up. And then you say, didn't you make 100K back in 2012? How the fuck does making 100K in a year mean that I'm gonna have $5 million saved up 10 years later?
Okay, I'll tell you how. Watch this. Greatest chess move of all time. First year, how much you make?
What?
Your first year doing StarCraft online, you know what I mean?
My
Bobblehead
first
stuff.
year, I think I grossed 100K, and then after taxes, I think my take home was like 60.
So you went from first. How the fuck did you get paid that much money back then? What the fuck were you doing?
there's a lot of weird shit going on. The ad revenue on Twitch was like really good back then. Plus, I think Owned was trying to buy me out. I think it was mostly on ad revenue on Twitch is what I was making my money on.
Okay, so you went from 60K, 100K, and that was back when niggas really weren't making that much money. So the assumption would be that, you know, year over year, you probably increased, let's say, if I'm being conservative, you know, 20%, 15, maybe 30% possibly. Is that crazy? Is that a stretch? That, like, every year you like had a 30% bump? And then obviously exponentially you fucking flew
Even
off,
if I have
you know
a 30% bump every year, there's no way you're getting to $5 million saved in 10 years.
No.
You literally said, how are you not worth at least $5 million? Didn't you make 100K 10 years ago?
No, what else? Okay, what else did I say? I said based off of the money that you were getting and the shit that you could have probably invested in, right?
How much do you think I'm making on my investments? Your investment, your stock market is returning, what, 7.4% on average year over year? I'm not doubling my fucking money. What, do I look like a rug pull for crypto?
Okay, so right now you're telling me you don't have... You're higher or lower? Just say higher or lower.
Lower than 10 million.
Okay, dickhead, yeah, nice one.
Lower than 5 million. I'm not like I'm not balling out here with a fucking super yacht or anything. Jesus.
Okay, lower than 5 million, higher than 3 million. That's still fucking great money. Okay,
sure,
that's fair.
I didn't say it. Hold on. Why are we arguing? I didn't say it wasn't great money. I think being a millionaire by the time you're 33, 34 is doing pretty good. I'm not saying it's not great, but you seemed incredulous that I didn't have $5 or $10 million saved up, and then you said, didn't you make 100K back in 2012?
Yeah, back when niggas weren't making any money, so I assume if you were making that much bank when people weren't making that much money, I compared you to the people that are getting insane money on Twitch.
I don't think my lifestyle back in 2012 was balling out at 100K when I'm making 60K gross, considering I've got to move around the fucking country because I can't live with my kid's mom. So I'm moving apartments while I'm also paying for their house and paying for a second apartment. Like, there's a lot of weird shit going on. I made decent money and I saved up decent money, but I'm not banking millions and millions and millions of dollars. Like, there's a lot of expenses associated with my life. The early parts, like dealing with me, Rachel, and Nathan to figure out the living situation and the cost for everything, not to mention a few cancer treatments that I had to pay for out of pocket before we figured out how to get our insurance thing squared away because she had Hodgkin's lymphoma. Like, there's a lot of like weird shit. I do really well. I'm doing well, fine. But like the idea that like I have like, oh, I must have $5 or $10 million saved up is ridiculous. I'm not a son over here, okay?
Okay. You're acting as though it's insane that I said 5, but in all reality, it's anywhere between 3 and 4. It's not bad.
You're
it's not
obsessed with trying to figure out. Listen. Just don't worry about me, okay?
You're the one that lives in a fucking...
You're the one that lives in Somali fucking mansions over here, okay? Saying that like $1 million left to a kid is nothing, all right?
First of all, if it's 20% or 30% of... 20%, excuse me. If it's 20%
knows you're as
of
close
what
to his
the
popular
father
train
has.
and thinks you're in his ballpark for money. Yeah, you think I'd make like train wrecks money here? Like,
okay, first of all, I'm not that retarded. I know you are nowhere near Train's money or even Hassanabi's money. You know what I mean? I know you don't make as much as them, but at the same time, I looked at your YouTube, I looked at your website.
My
your
YouTube
Discord.
is doing.
Like,
yes, my YouTube is doing.
And simple math just states that you make over $1 million, you idiot.
No, okay.
Yeah, it's simple math. If you're making over $1 million, and then maybe with taxes and whatever, since you live in Florida, maybe you take 600 in. And let's say if you're not retarded with your investments, I could easily see you having anywhere between 3 to 4, and it's not it's not bad.
Backing it up to 3 to 4 is a reasonable estimate. Saying that if I don't have at least 5 I'm retarded means that you think I make way more than I do, or you think I have no fucking
That was being slightly hyperbolic.
No, slightly hyperbolic was initially when you said 10 million. Okay.
Okay. So now you're acting as though you have more money than you really do, because hyperbolic means you're being extra. So it being slightly hyperbolic at 10 means you have anywhere between like 6 to 7, which you don't. You have anywhere between 3 to 4, which is fine. And you leaving your son with $1 million when you have 4.
Yeah. Also, keep in mind my YouTube has only been big for like 2 years.
Question: How has your CPM changed since you started your YouTube channel? Like over
I have
time?
no idea. Ask August. He knows that shit.
It's wild.
August, you need to
That's what's up.
coach me how to get this dickhead pay up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, August does. Hold on. August does every single thing on the YouTube channel, though. August is not messaging me saying like, "Please, can you do this? Please, can you bring that? Please, can you blah blah blah."
Okay, one second. Don't I literally fucking organize the people, fucking set up the questions. All you have to do is, hey, who do I drag up, Q? And then you drag them up, and then the shows goes on where I moderated while you play StarCraft, and then you fucking increase your engagement so you could go to kick and get a 30%, 40% increase on your contract.
I haven't increased or done any. I don't even know if I'm gonna be with Kick in a week.
Okay, don't give me those bad news. What the fuck are you talking about right now? That's terrible news to my ears. You idiot. What the fuck?
We'll see what happens, okay? We might be going from Kick or Keep to Royal Rumble in a week, okay? Who knows?
Honestly, I do have a Rumble, actually. And so, you know, that could work too. Wait, so if you abandon Kick, that means you're really gonna go hard with Rumble. There's no way you're about to sacrifice both of your cards.
I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. Like at this point, I said this 3 months ago, and I'll reiterate it. Like it's not really about the money at this point. It's about like the power and the influence, right? Like I don't know.
Come on, man.
The power.
I don't know why I even answered it. Never mind. You're right. Yep. Whatever you're about to say is right. Tell everybody how I think. Go ahead.
It makes sense. No, it makes sense for a multi-millionaire to say this. But this is not music to my ears. This is like fucking deep, fucking hard metal yelling. What power and influence you could? Hey. You ever heard of the, saying, money's power? Power's money? Money's power, power's money? So maybe getting your bread up. Listen, Train has the Infinity Gauntlet over all of these streamers. Like, whenever he tweets something out, look at all the fucking groveling, fucking drooling, disgusting, slurping, meat-riding, dealing people in his replies. Do you think if Train wasn't a 100 gazillionaire, like they would be there? Think about it. Please think about it for a second.
Think about it, okay?
Oh God. Are you going first?
Me
lead the way.
Okay.
Oh my God, I'm tired. All right. Yeah, I'm done. What the fuck? Anyways, I'll see you guys. I don't know, man. Shit. Tuesday? Yeah, maybe Tuesday. I don't know. I will definitely probably post somewhere that I'm gonna stream for the amount of 0 people. You feel me? Anyways, if you enjoyed it, subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Bye.